Thank you, sir. All right, and Bob, we're live. Yeah, we just started. Just kind of what a turn of events. Everything is happening right now, but we are live from Cape Fear, and that is kind of in the way, but now it's not. So we'd like to welcome you to the second part of the SIF doubleheader here tonight on $1 beer night. That's why the stands are more packed than usual. So, in our previous game, the Cap City Bulls defeated the Upstate Dragons 32-23. Dragons fell to 0-4 on the seasons, and the Bulls improved to 1-5. Dragons, in a word, clinched the number 4 seed in the playoffs. They cannot move up any further. And now, in this game, the Cape Fear Heroes and the Triangle Torch are going to be duking it out for the number 1 seed. Winner of this, if I'm not mistaken, gets home field advantage throughout the playoffs, regardless of what else happens through the season. So, what exactly are you looking for here? Because I know both of these teams lost a lot of players last week due to just senseless injuries.
I think they went out and recruited some. You can bet on that, but I don't think they like each other.
Why would they?
Yeah.
They're so, well, I almost said they're so close together, but they're on opposite sides of the state, but they're closer than we are to any of them. So, of course, when you have rivals that close, there's obviously going to be some bad blood, but that makes games more interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Believe you're right there.
Neither team is out on the field yet, and we've actually got about half an hour till kickoff, which is going to involve us aimlessly saying things about teams we've each seen once apiece and trying to come up with something to fill the time, but
because we don't want to talk about the last game. So
oh yeah, we're not going to touch that last game. That's that's a thing of the past. We can talk about this roster though. We've got Jeffrey Legree in at quarterback, came from the Georgia Firebirds. During his first game was actually the one he played against the Dragons, or his first game with the Heroes anyway. He's coming in. I was under the impression that he got hurt in the last game, but it must have been a short injury because he is on the roster and appears to be back. Then we got Jeff Tanner, number 12. He was. I'm not sure who started in the first game, but he was his backup against the Steam. I remember seeing him in the highlight reel. Ty Marie Zimmerman, 6'3", 230, wide receiver, went to Newberry College. It's going to be pretty hard to stop down the field, especially if he gets some jumping. He's wearing number 2. Kendry Thurman, 5'8", 165 from Lakeland High School, wearing number 6. It's kind of a contrast. We got a 6'3", 230 and a 5'8", 165. But hey, variety's good. It's good to have a receiver who can jump over the DBs, and it's good to have a receiver who can duck under them.
And I think that 5'8", 165 is a speed demon.
Oh, you know
I
that.
Remember.
Because, I mean, they talk about those big receivers being able to take long strides downfield. Long strides don't mean anything when you got like 20 pounds of leg to move, and you can just soar down the field. So, both those guys probably going to be tough to stop down the sidelines. Closing out the wide receiver list, we got Michael Lee at 5'10", 185, and Jay Jackson, 5'8", 170. So, a lot of speed on this team. Really, if I had to guess, they're really trying to hit more underneath. We saw a lot of, when we played them, we saw a lot of running from this team, but with those speed receivers, I mean, let's be honest, short guys like that, under 100 pounds, are probably not going to be blocking too many folks.
No,
so we may see a lot more passing out of Cape Fear, especially with those injuries at the quarterback position, but Legree is back, so it's debatable how much we'll see. Getting to the linemen, we got Anson Yarborough, LBDL, 6'0", 250. He's probably playing Mac rather than Jack. He went to South Carolina. Troy Bennett, 6'5", 380. Oh, boy. I think we got bad memories about him. Oh, man. Oh, you know why he's good. He's got Hard Knocks University listed as college. That's, I remember I saw the ESPN 30 documentary about Rand University. It was was some bad neighborhood that a bunch of NFL players came from. There was this gas station where everybody got together and just did general unproductive things. They called it Rand University, and I don't want to say it was Randall Cunningham because I feel like that would just be way too convenient, but I remember there was some player, I think it was a quarterback a couple of years ago on Sunday Night Football. He was doing that little introduction where they say their name in their college, and he actually got to say Rand University for his thing. But Hard Knocks, 6'5", 380. I imagine he's got it a lot easier now than he did back then. You're 6'5", 380 playing offensive line. You know, it's probably harder to not get beat than it is to get beat. Remember how hard it was for us to get past him? Or we didn't even get past him in that game.
We tried around, we tried over. That didn't work at all.
Yeah. And then right behind him, we got Jamal Williams, 6'3", 375 from Benedict, so he's not much smaller. And then Marquise Pears, 6'5", 340 from University of Tennessee. You know, it's kind of safe to say they're loaded up front. And I'm not mistaken, some of them actually go both ways. And, ooh.
Pizza man, the delivery man is here.
Delivery boy has brought us a lot of pizza. So we're going to be set for this game. We'll try and get as far away from the mics as possible, but if you're chewing noises, no, that's what it is. Going a bit down the roster, we're getting to the main heart of the defense right here. Lindsey Robertson, 6'2", 235, Jack linebacker out of Livingstone. Junior Hare, what a name that is. 6'1", 210, defensive back out of Greensboro College. Shaheem Simpson, defensive back, 5'11", 180 out of Methodist. DeLeon Rayner, DB, 5'11", 185 out of NC Central. Pretty good FCS school there. Hoke High School product, Jervon Johnson, linebacker, 6'0", 235, probably a MAC. It's not listed if they're playing MAC or Jack on here, but he sounds like a pretty big man too. Carlos Smith, 6'0", 245, linebacker out of Fayetteville State. They got a lot of linebackers on this team. That's 5 total when you count the guys that are going both ways. Now we're getting into that defensive line. Dontre Brown, 6'4", 350 out of East Carolina. Pretty local product. I'm not sure. How far away is Greenville from here? It's pretty close, isn't it? Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said Greensboro.
Yeah. Greenville, NC is not
really
too far away, is it? Because I know that happens with like the Jacksonville Sharks. They get all the players coming out of Florida State that didn't go into the NFL, and the Orlando Predators, they get all the guys from UCF that didn't go into the NFL. In Philadelphia Soul, they get all the guys from Penn State and Pitt and all that. And there's a couple other teams that have pipelines. I know Arizona would get a lot of guys from ASU who would come in. I guess it's the same here with ECU, because that is the only college other than Newberry where more than one player has attended. And going a little bit further down the defensive line, we got Clinton Cochran, 6'1", 280 out of ECU. Defensive lineman and MAC linebacker Jason Meyer, 6'2", 240 out of Newberry. Antonio Dingle, 6'5", 345 out of Virginia.
Good Lord.
They got some big men on this team. And Jimmy Kozlowski, I'm going to say that wrong at least one time during this game. I got to get used to that one. Jimmy Kozlowski, 6'0", 205. He's a kicker by way of the Omaha Beef of Champions Indoor Football. So always good to have somebody with arena experience. And we saw him kicking out here earlier. He's got a leg. Really, we know the strength of this Cape Fear team is up in that line, but Bob, I know you and our scoreboard technician, Daniel Ruff, you guys were at the Raleigh game. I was not. I wasn't able to make it. So what can you say about Raleigh's line that we haven't seen? How do you think they're going to match up against Cape Fear? Because Cape Fear's got some big men, but you said Raleigh had a couple big guys too.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. That was 2 weeks ago. No, that was 3 weeks ago. I can't
was a
remember
month
back
ago.
now. I forgot.
Almost a month to the day.
If the last game between these two teams is indicative of things to come, I would say they are extremely formidable.
They played last week.
Cape Fear's coach is Charles Gunnings.
And you know Cape Fear's going to come out swinging in this one because they lost to Triangle last week at Raleigh and just a huge upset. They lost 5 players. They lost Legree, they lost their backup, they lost their center, and they lost 2 DBs who I didn't catch the name of. And I heard Raleigh lost some people too, but it must have come later in the game, or it just didn't have much of an effect because Cape Fear.
Volume check.
I'm glad he did that volume check before the game started up, but
PA system's working.
oh yeah. But you know Cape Fear is going to come out swinging just because they did not expect to lose that game, even with all those injuries. Nobody expected them to lose that game, and Raleigh, they've got to be feeling just on the top of the world right now. But it's going to be a good game, a revenge match. We kind of saw that with the Bulls and the Dragons. We had a couple of players who used to play for the Dragons who are on the Bulls squad, looking for a little blood in that game. I think the Heroes, heck, if I'm not mistaken, they're wearing red uniforms. I know they're coming for blood. So, we got 17 minutes till kickoff. It's too early to make picks.
There's a guy down there in the archway down there. I hope he's standing on something.
What'd you say, Bob?
There's a guy down there in that archway.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I hope he's standing on something because he's huge.
Oh, yeah, I see him too. You can actually see him on the very corner of your screen, and we've got a guy walking past him, and there's absolutely no way he's not standing on a box or something. He is titanic. They said he's 6'5" on that roster. No, he's 7 foot. Easy. And what was that Chinese basketball player's? What was his name? He was so tall, 7'2".
Yao Ming.
Yeah, you thought he was tall. You thought he was big. Come down here to Fayetteville, watch a game of these Heroes. Whew! I still have nightmares about what they did to us with the Dragons and all. That game was bad.
That was probably our worst beating
You know,
we've
a
ever.
story about how he came to be named Yao Ming. Asked his mom what it felt like to give birth to a 7-footer, and she said, Yow!
All right, Daniel, that's the last thing I want to hear out of you the rest of the night.
Yes, Oliver. I'm afraid all of our Chinese audience members might have tuned out.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, it's funny, it's just not in the best of taste. We have got just over 15 minutes until we at least get the pregame festivities started. I don't think they're actually going to kick it off right at 7:30, but they will at least sing the anthem and get the coins flipped and whatnot.
Didn't the last time we were here they had the motorcycles and the...
Oh yeah, I do remember all the motorcycles. They brought a whole biker crew out here and had them driving around the field. That might have scared the Dragons more than D-line did. It was loud.
They're still coming in.
Hey,
Bad
groups
crowd
of
for tonight's game.
10 and 12.
well, there's $1 beer night. You know they're coming in. We would like to take a moment to thank the Cape Fear Heroes ownership and staff for allowing us to stream this game tonight. They asked us because they had seen our work with the Dragons. They said, "You think we've got a double header come this week, and you guys are playing? We play the next game. You think you can stick around and stream it?" And we said, "Sure thing. You guys have always treated us well as guests, especially with the traveling team."
Oh, yeah. This is the best place to come to in the league. Hopefully,
Yes.
in a year or two, we can repay the favor down in Green.
Yeah, we got the Bilo Center. There's more restaurants in that. There's more restaurants in Bilo Center than people have white.
Yeah,
nobody likes the name Bon Secours
You got
Wellness
an American
Arena.
Express card.
Yeah, but I tell you, the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, it's got more restaurants than humans have white blood cells, I'm telling you. But this has got some pretty nice restaurants too. I'm sitting here staring down some Papa John's pizza as we speak. It's been Cape Fear, they always have really good pregame meals for us. They've always been real good too, especially giving us a place to play this year, because not only do they own their own team, the owners of the Heroes actually own the SIF. They own their own league.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wasn't aware of that.
they've got their hands full, and they've always found time to be accommodating to us, and we'd really like to thank them for that.
You know, you said earlier that they'd seen our work, and they still ask us to come here and work.
Don't sell yourself short.
Well, we're the best in the league. Of course, there are no others, but
No, we're the best in Southeast, and you know it.
If we would have been doing this back when the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling was coming up, I'm pretty sure I'd be interviewing Ric Flair.
Aren't they having that event this
Dusty
year?
Rhodes.
It was at that church last year, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
If they're doing that again, we could totally stream it.
I remember when the Italian Stallion came to the old Chapman.
You mean Mabry Middle? Where I went to middle school? They call that the old Chapman because it used to be, like Mabry Middle used to be the high school, and then they got the money to build a new high school, so Mabry Middle, what was Chapman High, became middle school, and they had an extra school. They said, we'll split the elementary school in two. We'll have kindergarten through third grade and then fourth through sixth. And so,
Well, I'm talking about when it was high school. Which,
as much as we love streaming these games, it was a long drive up here. We came from, me and my dad came from him and Bob, our play-by-play guy. He came from Lyman, about a little more than 4 hours up here, but it's been so worth it. Like we said, Cape Fear's been so accommodating. Field's in great shape.
The 4-hour drive wasn't near as bad as the 3 a.m. start time part.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't near as bad as the 11-hour drive we had to Estro when we played the Tarpons. That was rough.
I don't ever want to do that again.
Well, Bob, if it's any conversation, there's some rumors floating around that once the Dragons get their home arena next year, we'll actually be able to bring the Tarpons up. Have them play us at home, so they'll have to make the 11-hour drive.
The only thing I don't like about this arena is we are on top of Mount Everest.
Oh, yeah, we are way high up.
We're as old as
Oh,
I
boy, the
am
lights are
even.
going off.
Okay.
Starting the
play in the dark.
festivities a little early. We're at 10 minutes, about 15 seconds left until 7:30. I guess they wanted to get this kicked off right on the dot. Yeah, Bob, you know, probably wasn't the smartest decision on my part, but I went to Carowinds yesterday, walked 5 miles. Somehow or another, I got a cold because of it. So I'm up here having to down Mucinex every 4 hours while we're streaming this game. I'm taking some right now. Oh boy, I think I'm out.
You have definitely covered the state of North Carolina this week, or this weekend.
Oh yeah. Heck, I've been back and forth between up here at Mount Everest and the locker room. I bet I walked 2 miles today. I actually got my phone on me. I can look.
Coming out onto the field, your Cape Fear Heroes team owner, Miss Barbara Spider, coming in her new Lexus SC430.
Yep, and here we go. I guess they are wanting to get this kicked off right at 7:30. The Heroes about to come onto the field. Oh, they're playing. Oh, I thought that was 2001, but yeah, you know.
Talking about Ric Flair.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, you know when you hear 2001 or anything that sounds like it at any sort of sporting event, you know something big's about to happen. I remember how grand Cape Fear's entrance was last week, and they've had 2 months to get it down. Ooh. The referee's coming out onto the field, making sure everything's set.
No applause at all for the man in the stripes.
Well, sometimes the fans don't like him too much. I know we didn't like him too much up at Raleigh. And we got
Star Wars.
No, this isn't Star Wars. I don't remember.
Here comes Harry the Hero!
Harry the Hero, the mascot, going out of shot, and our cameraman catches him right at the 15. I actually didn't know Harry's name until now. Yeah. We need to set him up a play date with Timmy the Tarpon.
Yeah, a wrestling match.
No, I need one of them big inflatable soccer things they had at Estero. Need to get them in a fight like that. Oh yeah, we got some nice cars out here.
Cheerleaders have made it.
Sponsored by Steve Beasley, Color Tape Collision and Customs. Off Lansing Street, Linden, North Carolina. Let's make some noise!
Sports cars and cheerleaders, Bob.
Yes. Can't be done.
Oh yeah. Up here in Fayetteville too, where the weather's nice and we're inside. But hey, it's nice in here too. We can actually, they got the lights out on the field, but we can still, the light you see on the camera is actually the light coming in from the glass windows outside the arena. It's a really beautiful sight. We'll have to pan around oh, we gotta pan and show you these cars because they got spotlights on them now. They're looking real sharp.
I'm surprised that they have. This is a nice venue, and I'm surprised they don't have a higher rated or higher classed hockey team up here, like from the ECHL.
Well, I think Fayetteville's really the same deal as Greenville with us. You know, it's a city that's got a big arena, but it's on the rise. It's not really that. And I don't know if Fayetteville or Greenville ever get to that level where they have an NBA team or a full-time NHL team. They've got.
I don't think so.
But both Greenville and Fayetteville, they are cities on the rise. Population's booming, and heck, you can see it in the attendance for these games. It's gone up over the past couple of years, and
Yes.
that's probably because the Heroes have made such a, I can't really find the word, but they've made such a statement within the local community here, and they're drawing in more attention that way, but the city's growing. There's physically more people to come to these games.
Uh-oh. Somebody's getting out of the yellow car.
Our camera's actually in perfect sight to see them.
And now,
Well, not anymore.
introducing
Oh, here we go.
your Cape Fear Heroes!
I'll move the camera for you. Get you right at the tunnel. There they go. The red uniforms. I would call those the revenge uniforms, but they wore those when they played us, and they didn't have anything to do. So they used to wear all blue at home, and then a couple seasons ago they changed to blue helmets and blue pants and gray jerseys, and now it's blue helmets and red everything else. They seem to change it up every year. The cosmetics kind of keeps the fans on edge, gives them a little bit something to look forward to. They look sharp.
I've seen a couple of people come out in civilian clothes, like maybe they're the injured players.
They may just have been guys that did make the 21 man but still wanted to come. Like Zach, our guy, you know, Zach, the receiver, he's 6'4", but he'd only been to one practice, and coach said he wanted to see a little bit more out of him, so we brought him up here to Fayetteville so he could see an arena game in person, get a feel for it, but he's coming to practice next week, and hoping he can play, because he's a big man. It's going to be tough to stop him going down the field.
Oh, is that the Swiss knife?
No, that was one of our linemen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think.
please stand and remove your
Oh.
hats for the playing of the national anthem.
We'll get to that in a bit. National anthem time. sends chills up my spine every time I hear that song. Any rendition, always a masterpiece.
Yes, it is.
And we're hoping for a masterpiece of a game. We've got, with Legree starting, and I'm not sure of the name of Triangle's quarterback. We have not gotten their roster yet. We may just have, unfortunately, we may just have to refer to him as I don't even know what number he's wearing, Triangle's quarterback. But with Legree, and we've got a pretty good quarterback competition coming in, because both of them, we saw them in warm-ups, and I was actually timing their release, and both were getting the ball out in under 2 seconds, which is just, that's fast even by arena standards. You want it out in 2 seconds, but hey, the quicker you get it out, lower chance you have of getting hit. And let's be honest, it's football, but nobody wants to get hit.
Well, you might get hit, but you won't get sacked.
Yeah. I got that right. Just don't get sacked. Reminds me of a guy who used to play one of those fighting video games competitively back in the early 2000s, and he was really good. And people would always ask him. His name's Isaiah, and they go up to him and say, "Isaiah, how are you so good at this game? What's your strategy?" And he just look at him and say, "Don't get hit." They started printing off shirts with his face on it that says, "Don't get hit." That's the motto of every quarterback ever, except it's really more "don't get sacked." But hey, you're a signal caller, especially at the caliber of Legree, who's played in the NAL, which is the second highest level of arena football this country has to offer right now, or at least east of the Mississippi. IFL, it's really debatable which one's higher level. They're probably about the same, but it just depends on which game you like more, single motion or double motion in arena. But we've got Legree in here, and we've got the Torches quarterback, who's definitely more of a traditional AFL style, just take it from under center, get the ball in and out of his hands as quickly as possible. Legree is, we saw it in our game, definitely more apt to take snaps out of the shotgun, more apt to kind of buy himself time in the pocket, maybe read things, look downfield a little bit more. And both styles have their pros and cons, but there's really no right answer as to what is the best way, because we played both teams. Cap City had a running quarterback like Legree, and the Tarpons had a passing quarterback like Triangles. It's really just a matter of offensive play style to decide which quarterback's better, and the answer's always going to be different. Got the heroes out on the field. Triangle's backup quarterback appears to be out for the coin toss. Legree, I don't see him down there, but he may have changed his number. We will try and get a hold of Triangle's roster as soon as possible so we don't have to refer to them by numbers. So
Zimmerman's out there. Number 9, Dontre Brown.
We got a 9.
Yeah, that was Brown.
I think we got 27 out there too. 27, 4, 2, and 9.
4 is Jay Jackson. Samir Zimmerman.
And the Heroes won the coin toss, elected to defer, always the right call in arena football. We'll get to that in a bit, because once we hit 1 minute remaining in either half, things get crazy, because under normal circumstances, the clock is always running in arena football except after touchdowns and during penalties. But once we hit that 1 minute warning, any incomplete passes or loss of yards, if you're winning the game, really just about anything can stop the clock, and people go ballistic trying to score and be the last one to score. And it always helps if you're the last person to score in the half and then receive the second half kickoff. It's almost like a turnover. So it's always good to be able to defer and kick off to start the game and receive that second half kickoff, because it already puts you in an advantage before the game even starts.
Hosted by Lauren Protein on ESPN 100.1.
Our camera operator is nowhere to be found. He's probably got about a minute before they start this thing up, so we better make it back quick. Because he's on double duty tonight. He's running the scoreboard and the camera, which is quite the birthday present for him, but it is his birthday today.
Plus you got to drive.
Oh yeah, wish him a happy birthday in the comments, but He's on double duty tonight, and I don't know if I can call this game and run the scoreboard and move the camera. It was enough just to do the commentary and the camera, much less the scoreboard. That was always his job. But I'm going to have to take some into my own hands. Clock will not run until he gets back, but the camera will move. Hero set to kick off, and this one's probably going real deep into the end zone.
Simon Simpson to kick off. Taking down in the end zone. He's coming out with it. He's to the 20 before he's brought down.
Yeah, nice return there. Just real good blocking up front. Torch, a really good field position. We saw a lot of good field position during our game with the Dragons and the Torch. They're going to start out with a 20, so if their kicker, what was his name again? Kazalami or Kazalimi? Kazalski, my bad.
Kazalski.
Yeah, so really they're at the same place they would have been if they'd attempted to go for the Uno and not made it. And the Uno, that's a new rule for this league, where on the kickoffs you actually get the ball through the upright to get an extra point. So you can actually get 9 points on one possession if you play your cards right.
Under center he goes. Hits his man at the 25. Number 11.
That's the great thing about going under center, is how fast the ball gets out. And
Yes.
I think by the time you said under center he goes, the ball was already out of his hands. It's so hard to stop this AFL style offense. Our camera's gone out. We have to switch batteries. This won't take long. I apologize.
2nd and 5. Handoff. He breaks loose. He broke a tackle, broke a couple. He's down around the 16-yard line. That's another first down.
And we are back. The camera is off, my mistake.
Throw into the end zone.
Well, our camera operator's still not back, but you didn't miss anything. We took a shot to the end zone. It was overthrown and incomplete. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Torch from the Heroes 16.
For all your locksmith needs, from installation, key cutting, and emergency lockouts, as well as many other services.
2nd down, he's going under center again.
We got a stack on the left side of the field. Look for a screen or a run. Something real quick, though.
Man goes into motion. He threw the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Down to the 11. They need to get to the 6 for a first down.
Yeah, when you see receiver stacks like that, they're hard enough to defend, but when you run a screen out of that, and a receiver stack means you've got 2 receivers lined up like little kindergartners in the hallway, and it's hard enough to stop screen passes indoors because the field is so small, but when you start out a play with a receiver already having a blocker in front of him, it just makes it that much harder. And I've always wondered why the Dragons never really invested in those. And I mean, it only nets 5 yards, but that's, in the arena game, where the field's a quarter the size, that's the equivalent of 10 yards outdoors.
Timeout triangle.
And you never want to have to burn a timeout this early. 2 minutes and 24 seconds in, I believe. And they're already out 1. Heroes huddling up, probably being told to stay calm, not to press too much. It's not goal to go quite yet. 2 good plays by the Heroes defense, and they're going to get the ball because Triangle is definitely in position to go for it on 4th down if they do not capitalize on this next play. Triangle.
He's going under center again.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's going to take a single shotgun snap the entire game. The Torch's offense just doesn't work that way.
Nice pass out into the flats. He doesn't get what they wanted. He ends up down to the 9. Going to be 4th down and it's like about 4 or maybe 3.
Yeah, and it was a good call by the Torch. I like the idea of going short on third and medium. I mean, because he breaks out on that swing, he's going to the end zone because he's so far to the outside. But the Heroes defense, they just had that sniffed out from the beginning. And arena ball, it's 8-on-8. You got a jack linebacker covering the quarterback who's effectively spying the whole time. So everybody's really one-on-one, and unless you're trying to make someone miss, it's kind of hard to get away from people. And I think we just kind of saw that come full circle there, and it brings up 4th down and 4 for the Torch. And you never want to go scoreless on your first drive of the game, but, you know, for the Dragons, that's kind of been a recurring theme. And the Heroes, that defense is definitely stout enough to come up with a stop here.
Yeah.
We don't know if they will, and the Torch have used their second time out.
Yes, that is surprising.
Yeah.
Under 4 minutes in there.
And keep in mind that you're actually only seeing half of the crowd here because we cannot see the ones who are below us. But you look at what's on this side of the field, what's in camera view, and double that because there's a whole nother side of the arena. Oh, the tight end screen!
Tight end screen, and he pulls it in, and we have a score.
And I referenced earlier how arena, it's such a one-on-one game, and I think we got a flag down for excessive celebration, but why would you not celebrate after a play like that?
Yes, I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah, but I referenced earlier how arena is such a one-on-one game and everybody's matched up with somebody else, but when you run a screen pass like that with one of your linemen, that one-on-one matchup disappears because one of the defensive ends is always going to cover that offensive tackle. They call a tight end when he declares, which means he's eligible to go out for a pass. And so one of the defensive ends is on that tight end, but I mean, just 99 times out of 100, when the tight end goes out for a screen, he's going to fake his block and get the defensive end to bite on it, and then the defensive end's going to continue to the quarterback and try and hit him before he throws the ball because he's an unblocked man, but the quarterback always wins that one just because he gets the ball out so much faster. And when you see that, I mean, you just got a man wide open in the end zone. And we tried that against Triangle. Brandon Bingham went out for a pass.
Overthrew Bingham.
Yeah, and that's quite the achievement, overthrowing a man who's 6'3", 315.
Bingham had never been in the end zone. He says he wants to be in the end zone through high school, semi-pro, pro. Kick is up.
Off the upright, it's no good. There was a mad scramble for the ball, but if I'm not mistaken, a ball off the uprights is actually dead because we don't have rebound nets. If we were playing in the AFL and we had those big nets, that would have been anyone's ball, but I think off the uprights, it's dead in this league. Well, really every league except the AFL because they got those big end zone nets patented. Nobody's using those.
Dad, go back to OBS because you've got this on the screen. You gotta go back to the live screen.
Jay Jackson, the deep man for the Heroes.
Move the camera.
He's awaiting the kick. Did they assess the penalty before the kick, or?
If it's any kind of excessive celebration or really anything personally related, they're going to assess it on the end of this kickoff. So wherever Cape Fear winds up, they're going to give them 15 extra yards.
Wow.
We are having some technical difficulties with the stream. We apologize for that. We'll get those sorted out as soon as possible. Strange that we're having problems because we've streamed 2 games here flawlessly.
God, it is paused right now.
Kick is off. The giant egg is flying through the air.
And Jackson takes it about 2 yards deep.
He's not getting any further.
He got to the 10 and he was stopped dead.
Hard to return kicks when you got a team getting down the field that fast, you know? We apologize if the stream has gone offline in any home viewing situations. We are working on getting that fixed. Again, we're not entirely sure what's happening because we streamed a game here just a few hours ago without any problems.
Well, they did assess a penalty, like you said. Now they're 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, figured it'd be a 15-yarder, but it's only a 10, so Torch catching a little bit of a break, but 10 yards indoors is equivalent to 20 outside, so, and you never want to give up 3 yards, period.
That's Legree, a quarterback, right?
If he's wearing 5, that's him.
Yep. That's who it is. Here's your snap. Fake the run, hits his man downfield at the 15.
Well, that's what I was talking about, the contrast between these two quarterbacks. You got the guy from Triangle who's going to take 3 steps back and throw it to the first guy he sees open and get the ball out of his hands as quickly as he can. And then you got guys like Legree who are going to extend plays with their legs, maybe get the defense playing a little lax and getting the receivers more time to break open. And we really saw the latter there because he had a dig route. It wasn't open beforehand. Legree steps up in the pocket, acts like he's going to run, bring his DBs down a little, and gets it wide open.
Kenny Thurman on the reception. He took a look. He was going for Jay Jackson, and Jackson was just out of his reach.
Always hate to see incompletions on our catchable balls, but that's just, well, I almost said it's first game jitters, but they're far removed from their first game. And it just, maybe it's jitters because this might be the biggest crowd Cape Fear's had all season. There are a lot of people here. But you just never want to see incomplete passes on catchable balls.
That's probably because so many people came out to watch the Dragons.
You know it. We're going to switch some settings on the camera real quickly. Shouldn't interrupt the stream too much.
Second and 10 after the timeout. Legree from the gun.
Pull up live score.
Gets his snap. Follows his blocker. He's down inside the 5. Going to be close to another first down, a late flag.
Triangle's saying Legree fumbled, but if he dropped the ball after he got knocked into the boards, he's good because he was considered out of bounds. And he did get knocked in the boards, and if I had to guess, that's probably when the ball came out just because of how hard he got hit, especially the full head of steam like he had. If he had... Well, he probably got as far as he did because he had that man in front of him. But if the man in front of him had been as fast as he was, we could have a tied game right now. But
we had a late hit.
Well, if we had a late hit, nothing appears to have been enforced.
Yeah, so no doubt now that's definitely a first time. They got 4 chances to punch it in.
If you were watching on mobile view, we encourage you to switch to full screen mode. We're having a handful of technical difficulties and our image size is not quite where we would want it to be, but if you switch to full screen mode, you should be able to see everything just fine.
First and 10, 9:30 and clock running.
Could see a QB blast here. No, he's going to throw. Incomplete. Yeah, he got hit and hit hard.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Here's someplace.
Tyree Zimmerman was the intended receiver there, and I really thought with Legree in the shotgun and his running back so close to the line, I thought we were going to see a QB blast. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it is the most basic play in the history of football. You snap the ball to your quarterback out of the shotgun, and he runs in a straight line, sees how far he can get. The only shotgun snap I have ever seen in 3 years of watching Arena Football League football came on a quarterback blast that went for a touchdown. Legree's going to run. No, he's going to throw. Running out of time. He's got room. Touchdown, Heroes!
Touchdown, Heroes.
Oh, little Jeffy, he can run, can he?
Yes, he can.
Reminds me a lot of Marcus, a guy who could really seems to be able to play receiver or quarterback. He's so quick, but they've really found a place for him to stay. Calling the signals, tossing the pigskin around. Well, it's not a pigskin. I think these are composite balls, but, well, let's be honest. It kind of looks like an egg from up here.
Kozlowski with the kick. Snap is there. Kick is up.
No good. We got a tied game.
Yes.
You know, and this doesn't really relate to him missing the kick, but I was wondering how a guy from Omaha winds up in Fayetteville.
Probably military and then just stayed.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, why would you go back to Omaha? All of those from Nebraska, sorry about that comment.
I'm not even going to ask what you said. If you're apologizing for something.
I said, why would you go back to Omaha?
You know, that's not near as bad as some of the things you said to me when we're off the stream.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, if you're apologizing for something, it's usually something pretty bad. I was expecting a lot worse, and why would you go back to Omaha?
Give me time.
See, you're 72. You can get away with it. I'm 16. I got colleges looking at this. I say I put one toe out of line. I'm done. Well, you're 72. You can get away with it.
Yes, but I earned it.
Battery exchange going on. Should be back to you before the kickoff goes under.
Kozlowski to kick.
We have liftoff.
And
Kick is
we
out.
Have taken in the end zone. They're going to run it out.
Going as fast as this legs can carry him. He's going to take it to the house.
To the house, yes.
Touchdown, triangle.
No flags.
Doing a little dance in the end zone. Kind of strange that there's no excessive celebration on that one, but there was on the first play. But because I didn't see anything on their first touchdown, but I did on that one. I didn't throw the flag. Maybe you got flagged for not celebrating. Who knows? I'd love that rule. But regardless,
just took it end zone to end zone, I'd celebrate.
Oh yeah, and you know those coaches on the Torch sideline have got to be loving that. Dragons have not have a kick returned out past the 20 all season long, and here Triangle goes running it all the way down the field. I mean, by the time he got out across the 25, he had one man to beat, and that was the kicker.
Kick is good, and we have a 13-6 game.
And so now Cape Fear's on the line. They're going to have to make a PAT. And arena football, you got 9-foot uprights, and the bar is about 2 feet higher than it is outside. PATs are no gimme.
No.
You can vouch for me better than anybody. Games are won and lost on extra point attempts. So after that dramatic but short turn of events, the Heroes are going to get the ball right back in it. It seems like we haven't seen the Torch offense in ages. And same for the Heroes defense. We haven't seen them in a while either.
Jackson in the end zone waiting for the kick.
He got pretty far last time. See if he can do it again. Because remember, a return out to the 10-yard line, despite what it may look like on this video feed, it's not bad.
Deep in the end zone.
He'll make it past the 10. I spoke too soon.
He's down at the 8. Nice tackle.
Yeah, so Not the best return in terms of field position, but he made it about, not even counting how far he ran diagonally, he made it about probably at least 15 yards because he fielded it right against the back wall.
Yeah.
And this, I'm loving this clock up here. 6:47 left to go in the first quarter. Back, like, we've been streaming for almost an hour now, and you know, half of that was pregame. So we've been streaming this game for half an hour, and by the time we'd been streaming for half an hour in our game, the first quarter was already over.
Right.
I love these long games. You get more.
Oh, caught the backfield, but he
Plowing his way forward.
Something. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe to the 9.
Yeah, and if you ever wondered why most arena teams use fullbacks instead of running backs, now you know. Linebacker restrictions, they're really tough inside because you've essentially got, they call him a MAC linebacker, and for all intents and purposes, he's in man coverage with that fullback every single play, and they blitz him a lot because they keep the fullback back in at pass protection, so they'll blitz the MAC to try and cancel that out and get the quarterback on his heels a little bit. But when that fullback runs, you've got a 3-on-4 blocking matchup where the fullback's got to be his own blocker, and if you try and put a 200-pound running back in there against a 285 MAC linebacker, it's not going to go so well. But when you get an even matchup,
it's going
to work out a little bit better.
Pass, then throws it, had a man, got
it complete.
He had all day to throw that ball.
Yeah, he was under some duress there towards the end, though, and I didn't like the pass at first because I couldn't see his receiver down there. And I thought, oh, no, what are you doing? You're throwing right into coverage. And I sit up into my chair a little bit, and I see a big red jersey right in between two defenders, jumping as high as he possibly can, getting his hands up in the air. I bet his hands were 10 feet off the ground.
That was Tamir Zimmerman.
He gave it everything he had on that play, and it paid off. Heroes at the 25, first and 10. Triangle. They jumped. They've got a free play, and he can't do anything with it. And the Heroes fans want a flag. I don't know if they're going to get one.
I don't think so now.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Because all it really boils down to, in a sense, is that it's Legree's fault for trying to run that ball, even though the refs had blown the whistles. Oh boy, we've got the dreaded media timeout.
Yeah.
So
we didn't have any the first game.
Yeah. And shoot, we don't have a sponsor list. You want to read the stuff on the dasher boards?
It's a media timeout.
Can't see that far.
Yeah, well, predictably, this game is sponsored by Supreme Indoor Football. That is the league we play in. Also sponsoring this game, Adams USA, Bahamas American Football Federation, Walker Family Chiropractic, my mistake, Cape Fear Discount Drugs, Cape Fear Valley Health, and Cape Fear Golf Carts and Parts. A lot of sponsors out here, a lot of local sponsors too, and you love to see that, especially when you got a team who has to drive 2 hours to Fayetteville to get to their home arena. Because the name Cape Fear Heroes is not a misnomer. The team actually is based on the coast, and there's not an arena suitable for the team out there, and they have to drive 2 hours to get their home arena every game.
Okay, the down marker says first down, but I believe it's second now.
Yeah, it should be 2nd and 5. I guess they're just not. Oh yeah, they got it set at first. No, it's 1st and 5 because the torch jumped. Remember? It was first down when they jumped, so it's 1st and 5.
That's right.
Yeah, my mistake. Refs getting everything sorted out. Cheerleaders' dance is over. One of them is trying to run off the field in heels. This ought to be pretty good. She has made it. Somehow or another, she made it off the field jogging in heels. I applaud her for her efforts.
You know how you walk in shoes like that? Very careful.
Words of wisdom.
I'm not telling him to be quiet.
Well,
thank you, folks. I'll be here all night.
Yeah, birthday boy with some grand words for any perspiring. That means you're sweating. I don't know. Aspiring heel wearers.
Right. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has been a long day. I've gotten 5 hours of sleep.
Man, It's in motion.
Legree has all day, and it's picked off.
Picked. And we got some shoving going on down. Oh, 14 and 11 are not getting along down there.
Well, you know, just as I was saying, he had all day to throw. That can kind of get to your head sometimes because you think, oh, I'm standing back here. I can just scan the field like Aaron Rodgers does. Like he's got that great line at Green Bay, and sit back there all day and just pick the defense apart. But I don't care how good your line is in an arena, you're not getting more than 4 seconds to throw that ball. 4 seconds is an anomaly. That means the opposing team probably rushed through. You kept your fullback in to block one of them coming through, and then your quarterback rolled out. Right. 4 seconds like the absolute max, and it kind of went to Legree's head there a little bit.
It was a poorly thrown ball. It was underthrown.
It wasn't a poorly thrown ball, but the problem is that he threw it into double coverage. But when you see a receiver double covered, and you know you've got 3 receivers against 3 DBs, that means somebody is wide open. And, well, if the wall was wide open on that play, the pass was complete.
Wall made it. He was throwing at that orange down marker, which would have been a pick.
Hey, the Torch are wearing, you got to cut them some slack. They're wearing red and yellow, and that mixes together to make orange. Maybe you saw something you didn't mean to see.
2nd and 10.
Interesting to note, both teams are wearing their home colors tonight. Red for the Heroes and black for the Torch.
Well, he picked up about 6 on that play.
You know, on the topic of home uniforms, I know Triangle has some because they actually look better than their home uniforms because they've got white uniforms with the shoulders are black, so it mixes in with their helmet real nice. But Cape Fear, I don't actually know if they have road uniforms because I know Wichita Falls, the Nighthawks down in Texas, they technically have road uniforms, but they're yellow. They're all yellow, and they wear all black at home. And they're different enough. Oh, he's got a man wide open, and he overthrew him.
Yes.
Well, it's the right throw by that quarterback. It's on time, accurate, everything. But the problem is that his receiver got held up because Cape Fear knew he was going to get wide open for a touchdown because Cape Fear zone coverages. That was very clearly zone coverage. None of the zones went any further than the 20-yard line. And they do that when you get a feeling that the team you're playing against is passing short. And it usually works until a quarterback catches on and realizes that they're not covering deep at all.
4th down, he's under center.
4th down already, and he's not going to make it.
He's not going to make it.
Wait, no! Well, he made it!
Well, it depends on when the whistle went.
Cape Fear's saying he didn't. Triangle's not motioning anything, and that's usually a telltale sign that he didn't make it across. And yes, Legree is coming out onto the field. He's going to come up about a half-yard short. Refs are still kind of discussing it, but you know when your coach is motioning that you've got the ball, you've probably got it.
Yes. Triangle's going to have to watch it. This cost him a quarterback 3 or 4 weeks ago.
So after 3 scores in a row, we've gotten 2 turnovers in a row.
Yeah,
we see 3 here. We see 3 scores in a row, and then 3 turnovers in a row, and then 3 scores in a row again. I think I might have to leave the arena. That's just going to be too eerie for me. It's just.
Legree's got his man.
Intercepted again! And this one's going to the house. Way to hit his own man! Down at the 8.
Ran into his own man, or he was gone to the house.
Yeah, but at least he didn't pull a Dante and fumble the ball after he got it.
No flags.
Yeah, that's got to be real disheartening, not for Cape Fear as a whole, but for Legree, especially back-to-back interceptions thrown into double coverage. And like I said last time, you've got 3 receivers going up against 3 defensive backs. If one of your guys is double covered, that means somebody else is wide open and you're just not looking at the right side of the field. And Legree, I don't know, they do have black end zone, so maybe he couldn't see the Torch. Maybe that's why they wore black tonight, I don't know, so they could camouflage a little bit, but I don't know if you didn't see him or made a bad read or thought his receiver was going somewhere else, but regardless, a pick is a pick. 2 in a row for Legree, and you got to be thinking one more of those, and he's headed to the bench.
That's got to be tough because they had good field position. Now they got.
Now Triangle's got good field position. looking to go up 2 scores here. The Torch are going straight for the end zone. And PI, but it stops the touchdown. Good call by the Heroes there. That, I mean, as upsetting as it is that you got to take the penalty on that one, it's the right call. When you know you're getting beat and you're about to give up a touchdown.
The Heroes are saying it's against
the Torch.
Triangle.
I don't think they got much of an argument on that one, but I mean, when you're beat like that, giving up, well, heck, they're on the 8-yard line. It's going to be half the distance, so they're giving up 4 yards on the play. It's not much of a penalty. So first and goal from the 8 turns into first and goal from the 4, but that's the right call. It's better than giving up a touchdown. Oh, no. That's way more than half the distance. Yeah, first and goal from the 2. Expect a run here. Well, they do not appear to have the jumbo set in, but the receivers aren't spread out a lot like I would have expected them to be. Wait, no, they're in the shotgun, running a Wildcat.
And we got a whistle.
That was the backup quarterback. He doubles as a receiver. And false start on the Torch, couldn't handle a Wildcat. Why did it take us so long to realize they were coming out of the shotgun? I mean, are we just that used to seeing it with the Dragons and the Heroes and everybody?
Yeah.
Heck, the Bulls ran out of it too. Triangle's really the only league in the team that runs that AFL style offense where you go under center every play. But honestly, in the AFL, I've never seen a Wildcat snap. I've seen quarterbacks go in from the shotgun, like I said, once in 3 years, but I've never seen a Wildcat snap, and it didn't work out too well for them.
Clock is running.
They're going to be able to get it off. They're going for the same play again, and they're not going to get it off.
Oh, major faux pas.
Yeah, Bob, remember a long time ago when this was first and goal from the 2?
Yes. Now they're working their way back there.
Man, I feel like we're watching a Conference USA college football game. We are still not out of the first quarter, though the clock is running and they're going to take us down to it. But we'll have a media timeout. That does not mean we'll stop talking, though. We will be back to action soon. First quarter comes to a close. Torch 13, Heroes 6.
We got a ball game here.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out onto the field, it's time for the Heroes Hoop Contest, sponsored by Kids in Sports. And I have these 3 youngsters here, Uriah, Pipolo, and Layla.
We got 3 youngsters out there with hula hoops, and they're about half-inch tall.
Go back there. It said the last bad stream alert was 7.5. See, and that's what good. It just hasn't changed yet.
Now this, Bob, this is the real game right here. Hula hoop contest.
I don't think that little girl in the middle's got a fair shake here.
Yeah.
It's not hurting anything.
And we have a winner. Whoops. And
Already, that was like the shortest hula hoop contest ever. I tell you, we actually found the website where Cape Fear gets the Titanic egg game balls, and as much as that name, as bad as that name sounds, I love them. It looks good. You don't see a white football very often. I've been meaning to get one, and I got my payday came in Saturday. My paycheck came in from my job, so I'm probably going to order one this weekend.
Pass, alley-oop.
Touchdown! Wait, no! Incomplete. He dropped it going over the wall.
Right. Called it incomplete. That's going to bring up second down, 2nd and 10.
Homeless veterans and the general population. Contact Sandra Spearman at 910-973-8094. For all your copiers, printers, and office supplies needs, visit Sistel Business Equipment.
Second down, going under center again. Puts his man in motion. Back to throw. Throws.
What
down
a
to
catch.
about the 2. Nice catch in a crowd. That's going to bring up right. It was end goal, wasn't it?
Physical therapy provider of the Cape
So that's
Fear
third down.
University.
Well, they've got 2 shots to punch it in. But
Yeah, again, if you Cape Fear, you really got to watch the screens. You really got to watch the runs. They're not gonna. Oh boy, they're in the. They're in the Wildcat again. Another blast. This one goes nowhere.
Whoa. Now, they should mark him down at the 4 because of his knee hit. But
No, they always mark it where your knee goes down. They mark it then, but wherever the ball is, when your knee goes down, is where they spot it. They're gonna say you didn't gain or lose anything, but Triangle's quarterback.
4th down.
Yeah, Triangle's quarterback's actually not on the field. They're gonna try it again. Yeah. 4th and goal from the 2 in the Wildcat. Another run up the middle.
And he's
Stop.
not going to make it again.
And the Heroes with a huge defensive stand.
Yes.
And now if Legree doesn't throw it to the Torch, we could be looking at, well, if the Heroes really, if everything goes right, they could actually be in the lead by 2 by the time Torch gets the ball, because they could go down the field, score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, and the Uno after that.
You're wanting that Uno, aren't you?
Huh?
You're wanting that Uno, aren't you?
Well, nobody's even tried for one all year. It would look great for the league if somebody made an Uno. Because, like, any kicker makes an Uno because it's a 66 or a 60-yard, well, it's a 58-yard kick through 9-foot uprights that are 11 feet off the ground. That's like a free ticket to the next level.
Well, I will give. You know, the Torch had a chance to really put a hurt on him.
Oh, yeah.
And the defense stood up, and they were running it out. He's down to around the 5, maybe the 6.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting that Cape Fear went in the shotgun there on their own 2.5-yard line because it put Legree standing in his own end zone. They ran it. It was a zone run like you see outdoors with the spread teams nowadays. And I didn't think it was going to work too well, but it really pays off. They get 4 yards off it. And more importantly, they're out of the shadow of their own goalpost, although I can't say that because the goalpost is actually kind of floating, suspended from the ceiling. And there's no shadow to be had. The lights are actually pointing in front of it. Legree bombs it downfield. Caught
at the 20, maybe the 21. That's going to be a first down.
Are they giving him a catch? Nope.
You know, they're bringing it back.
Oh, no. I was about to say, I really liked the trajectory on that one. I guess he should have brought it up maybe an inch or two more, but especially in the NFL and college ball and the outdoor game where things are so much tighter packed, but receivers always seem to be so much more better covered. You always hear them talking about putting it in a place where your receiver can get it and only your receiver can get it. And that's where those low ones come in, especially when you're trying to sandwich it in between some DBs. You throw it real low and your receiver knows you're going there. DBs aren't going to be able to react in time. Oh, dude.
In another hand.
And we have
that one put the lights out.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, get a look at the Jumbotron. We have lost everything on the Jumbotron. The ball came off of that man's hand with so much force, the Jumbotron has reached Jumbotron limbo. But hey,
Please don't stick us here for an extra 2 hours.
That's Super Bowl. What year was it? Super Bowl 46, 47 that this happened? Power went out.
Ladies and gentlemen, just hold tight. Seems we had a little bit of a power glitch.
Oh boy, it actually did go out.
Trying to get this game back underway.
I can hear Donald Trump, that clip of the rally now, turn off the lights, turn off. Did you ever see that clip where he was at some rally and they had the same problem? There was a power surge and his lights went off and he's like, oh, that's pretty good. I like it this way. Then his staff turned the lights back on. He's like, no, turn it off, turn it off. He put his hands up in the face. He started, turn off the lights, turn off the lights. And then all the ralliers, they started going too, and they had like 2,000 people chant, turn off the lights.
He probably got more votes.
Oh, yeah. But hey, I saw that clip. It looked a lot better without those lights on. It really did. Heck, this game looks better with the lights off. You can't see the players, but it looks cool. Now, when he said hold tight for just a second, yeah, we got a few minutes because these stadium lights all have to come on again. And they're not your standard buy them at Lowe's and just screw them in and flip a switch and they come on. They take about 3 minutes to get heated up, so Well, Bob, if there's any stories you want to tell, now's the time.
Well, this is when the fans take advantage of dollar beer night.
Oh, yeah. Heck, this is when you got to keep the players away from the elevators, make sure they don't go take advantage of dollar beer night.
Cereal, ATA, okay.
What was it? Was it 46 or 47 were the?
That's it. Silver Bowl.
I thought they were actually going to have us use our phone lights as the arena lights and see how long they could play. But this is quite the sight to see. I wish our cameraman were here to turn it towards the stands. You know, a surprising amount of people don't have flashlights on their phone. There's not many lights on. Maybe they're all out getting beer.
That old Nokia commercial when it was Nokia Field where the Panthers played. And they turn on the lights.
Yeah. I remember when Nokia was relevant.
Yes. So do they.
There's a lot of brands that have gone out in business. Kodak's the main one I remember. Kodak, Saturn, the cars, they're gone. Circuit City's gone. If I had $1 for every arena team that's vanished since 2010, oh boy, I could start one up on my own. Tell you know, okay. The electrical systems have been screwed up so badly that they think Cape Fear's already scored. We just got a touchdown notification on the Jumbotron. But this is certainly keeping the players on edge.
It's the old Statue of Liberty play with turn out the lights and then.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I kind of lay awake at night in my bed thinking about things that I'll never know. And sometimes it's like, oh, what was the temperature at this time? And you'll never know that. Or exactly how many goldfish were in that bag, because it says about 55, but it doesn't say 55 exactly. And it's just, oh, you'll never know. Are we ever going to know what caused the power to go out? I hope so, because I won't be able to sleep at night until we do, trying to figure this out. But heck, if it's taken them this long to not figure out what happened in the Superdome to cause the power to go out, I don't think they're going to figure this out for a long time coming. It's been fun, but the lights are back on. 11-10 in the second quarter. I think our first half was already over by this point because nobody scored and they just kept on running the clock. Heroes have the ball. It is 4th and 7, and Bob, you know they have had time to call the perfect play.
Yes.
They've had 5 minutes or so to get this thing down.
They can get a razor and carve it into the end zone.
Yeah, you always want to catch your opponent off guard, but on 4th and 6, other in your own territory, this close to the end zone, other than taking a shot straight for the other end zone, which is really risky, especially on 4th down like this, there's not really that much you can do to actually catch your opponent by surprise, because they'll simultaneously be playing for the screens, playing over the middle, and playing deep all at once, just because it's 4th and medium, and as intimidating a down as it is, you've got your entire playbook open. You can do anything you want. It's really similar to first down.
Makes you wonder what went through that player's mind. The ball hit my fingers and the lights went up.
Yeah. Maybe it was in on it. Who knows? Maybe it's the villain Electro. He could control electricity in the Spider-Man movie, but I think he died. I was gonna say if it's maybe this is some kind of promo for that new Spider-Man movie they're coming out with, and he's playing Electro, and they turn out the lights as soon as he touched the ball. I feel like that would be too elaborate to pull off, though. But you know, it's a lot easier to turn these lights off than it is to turn them back on.
Yes, because it takes him a long time to come on as halogen lights.
Cameraman, Camera Dan, the birthday boy, he has returned. So, Bob, I know I'm the color guy, but you haven't really done much talking today. What do you think Cape Fear's got dialed up here?
What do I think, what?
Cape Fear's got dialed up here on 4th and 7th and 6.
Maybe the old interception point.
You know?
It worked for the Bulls.
Oh, I thought you were joking about Legree making picks. No, he's referencing the. I saw a Houston quarterback do it. I saw a clip of him back in the 90s. He threw about 80 yards downfield, threw it to an Oregon player who was on his own 5-yard line from his 15. Went like 80 yards down the field. The Oregon man, he batted it down. They would have had it in the red zone. He caught it at the 5 and tried to return it. His coach was so mad. But we might see the same thing here as coaches tell Legree, just buy yourself some time in that pocket, get the guys downfield, and then just throw it straight to a torch defender and hope he's greedy enough to pick it off instead of batting it down. And if they do that, and if they throw it deep, and if they pick it off, then the Torch are going to get the ball around the 5-yard line instead of the other 5-yard line, which is where they want to be. But honestly, I referenced this towards the end of our game. Honestly, fourth and well, it's not really 4th and medium. It's more 4th and long at 4th and 7. I thought it was 4th and 6, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a 969 here where we get 2 guys running downfield and a dig underneath. Get all the DBs playing underneath, clear the jack, have a guy running a 12-yard dig route underneath, simultaneously underneath and on top of the coverage, wide open because nobody bothers to guard them because they're all playing deep with the 2 deep men. And then if you really play your cards right, you got 2 deep men and a quick fullback to get down there. Well, you don't even need a quick fullback. You got Legree going downfield. And you got enough blockers that you can get your guy into the end zone off of a pass that was caught at the 15. But I don't know. That's more of an AF1 play. This is, considering it's Cape Fear, there is no telling they got dialed up. I've seen them run just about everything in the book, and I've seen them for 5 quarters. Nothing they can do will surprise me, but there's no way I can guess what this play call is going to be. Try and wrap your head around that statement. Try. Legree appears to be kneeled down behind the line with his helmet off. I don't know if he's hurt or lobbying for more time with the refs, or maybe he's saying the lights aren't on. Who knows? He's been doing a lot of running. I won't be too surprised if he's tired.
The refs are over at the scoring table.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the lights to finish coming up, we're going to go ahead and take our media timeout.
Oh, yes.
And it's time for the Dress and Dash, sponsored by ESPN 100.1 FM.
I was about
And
to
then
take
the
a
TS group, guys. I've got Isaac and Nazir. I'm going to go live. Isaac and Nazir. And what they have to do is run down the field, putting on pieces of equipment. And then the first one back, the jersey. There you go. Putting on pieces of equipment. And the first one, then you gotta grab the football. And then put the football on the 15. On the 15.
I think we got the junior cheerleaders out there.
No, the cheerleaders are up there. You said junior cheerleaders.
Back here, football on the 15. They gotta run up, put on these pieces of equipment, and grab the football and come back to the goal line on this end. And the first one back is our winner. Are we ready? Set. Go.
Yep. You always love to see the kids getting out here competing too.
Yeah.
Like I said, the arena game, it's always fun to watch, but this is where the real entertainment's at. Watching these kids go at it, they do not forgive, they do not forget. Because, you know, they're kids, they got memories like elephants.
Here comes Isaac. He's got it, and he makes it across.
Reckon they get to keep the ball? Oh, he spiked it! He spiked it in the end zone!
Might give him a penalty.
No, this ain't the NFL. We can spike the ball. Remember that Torch's first touchdown, we got penalized for not celebrating.
The Restore, helping the people, the environment, and our community every day. Check them out when you're working on the next Fixer Upper project, located at 205 Forsyth Street.
Running an ad for the Rear Store Warehouse.
As a simple menu,
You know, I totally wouldn't be opposed to a football league where you only get 1 point for touchdowns and the rest of your points come from how good your touchdown celebration is.
for your next meal.
That'd be fun to watch.
Man, you'd see some inventiveness.
the state of the political world right now. People say advertisers are clawing for space on CNN and Fox News. No. You put a league where people have to pull out good touchdown dances to score points. Advertisers there would be no forgiveness trying to get ad space on that game.
Well, in the NFL, it's bad enough without getting a point for it.
Yeah. You put your hands up after a touchdown. That's a 20-yard penalty, and we're taking the touchdown away, too. The no fun league.
Man goes in motion.
4th and 7.
Takes
and it's a bad snap after all that time. Over the middle, it's a 969. Just like I thought, they sent 2 men deep and a dig underneath.
Yes.
Exactly what I thought was going to happen. Maybe they're listening into the broadcast. Who knows?
Jay Jackson on the reception.
Coaches, if you are listening to us talk, I am flattered. And Bob is too. He's just not quite as adamant about showing it.
Yes. Takes more to flatter me.
Yeah. Just great play call there. Right play call. And really, because the torch, well, I mean, it's in every team's playbook. You just don't really know when they're going to whip it out. And it's really not in good taste to whip it out twice in one half. So they know it's probably not coming until the second half. But
timeout.
Oh, timeout. Heroes. Might have been talking too loud. They may not have been able to hear me. But
well, they're probably going to call up here and see what play to run.
Hey, it's 1st and 10. They can do whatever they want. 4th and 7, that's high stakes. You got to get a good play off. But 1st and 10, hey, you can do anything. If you really want to throw them off, you have you fake the Legree run up the middle and then have him take a shot to the end zone. If he's feeling real accurate, you ought to have him throw it off the upright and see how many torch players run into each other trying to catch a dead ball.
Miss D. Gail Bonds. If you ever in trouble, call Miss D. In jail,
1st and 10.
we bail. Located on Lake.
Timeout on the wayside. 10:04 left in the first half.
Yeah, I remember 10 minutes ago when we had like 11 minutes left in the second quarter.
We still have some lights trying to come on.
We'll have lights trying to come on the whole game. And everyone knows it. I just got enough to play, and that's all that really matters. Trips to Legree's left. Oh, no, jet motion. Oh, no! Bad snap. He's lucky he didn't fumble.
Yes. He got lucky. It bounced right back into his hands because...
Yeah, that's been one recurring theme really throughout this league, except for Triangle, who goes under center all the time. Bad snaps from the shotgun. They've been everywhere. The Dragons have had them, especially in their first few games. Cape Fear's had them. Cap City, heck, they had them in our last game. We played just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, Cap City had 4 in a row.
Yeah, but what's interesting to note is that everybody's bad snaps, they've gone low. They don't go high anymore over the quarterback's head. And that's, I mean, hitting the quarterback's feet is a lot better than going over their head.
Another bad snap.
Well, and Triangle jumped, so I think the center got a little bit nervous. I tell you, when we played him, Triangle was real bad about jumping, except nobody was actually calling it. You know, there were a lot of things the refs didn't call in that game. Yeah, some plays that should have been giving us 2 points. Hint, hint. I wasn't even there, and I'm still mad about it. We're going to get them 2 weeks from now, though. I keep on wanting to say next week. We're not playing next week.
Right.
I don't even know if Cape Fear's playing next week. I think it. With us not playing Alabama, it could be a universal bye. There's no holiday to observe, but it could be, you know.
Was it that happened in Alabama? They had a flood on the field?
A run.
He's
Delayed blitz by the linebacker.
No.
Hey, they did run. And he gets about 8 yards. Not bad, not bad.
Considering what he was looking at.
Yeah, 2nd and 25. You've literally got to go half the field. It's implausible to get it all back in one play. That's why I said you'll even see him do it outdoors on those long 2-go situations. They'll always run it, and I expected a fullback dive, but as soon as I saw the formation, I knew that wasn't happening. But that was not a planned run by Legree, but it was the right call. just because he knew to get out of that pocket. And his receivers weren't open. He didn't have time to throw. And there's no point in going deep and risking an interception trying to get everything back at once. You got 2 more downs to work with it. Just play for 4.
Oh, in and out of the hands.
Well, you know, it's a little bit harder to play for 4 when you drop the pass on 3rd and 12.
That was
Or my mistake, 3rd and 13. So,
Jameer Zimmerman.
13 times 3. It's 39 feet to go from here to the first down marker, and they got 1 play to make it. And look at this. Triangle's got a man standing in the end zone. And they've got 2 men playing more than 10 yards off the line. They're just guarding the sticks on this one. Why wouldn't they?
4th down.
Oh, no, they're kicking a field goal. Didn't even look at Cape Fear's formation.
Going to be
7:18 to go. I don't like the call. But the kicks,
But
I think
it
it's
is.
good. Nope,
No.
spoke too soon. Hits the seats. Almost nails one of the fans in the back of the
to
head.
the left.
And
He had the distance.
Ball in the stands brought to you by Core Computers.
I don't. I mean, it's 4th and 13, and I understand the call, but I don't like it. You know, it's like having to drink coffee because you need to wake up. You don't like it, but you know, you understand that you have to do it. And I mean, I understand playing field position, and that went out of the end zone. It should go out to the 20. Well, it's a kick goes out of the end zone. It should come out to the 20.
About a 34. Wait.
Well, how about this? Triangle's pocket quarterback is back in here. Number 12. We haven't seen him in a couple of years. Feels like, anyway. And Cape Fear. It's been a low-scoring game. We had 3 straight touchdown drives, and then we've had nothing since. But I'm honestly a bit surprised that Triangle, well, I was surprised they beat them the first time, but to be able to come to Fayetteville against a crowd this big and be able to, at least so far, do it again. I'm impressed.
Pass is completed. Run out of bounds. Well, would have bounced out of bounds at the 16.
Yeah, and such is the contrast of styles between the teams. What's the shortest pass we've seen from Legree this game? Like 10 yards?
I
And
believe you're right.
And we see a 6-yard hitch route for this kid. That's his equivalent of a deep shot, let's be honest. He's throwing them short so much, and the idea of that is to get the defensive backs playing right up at the line of scrimmage, pressing the receiver, so then when you get them pressing and you run a deep route, bad snap! Triangle will recover. But the idea of playing so close to or running all those quick routes, if you watch the AFL opener with the Washington Valor against the Baltimore Brigade, you saw this work perfection. In a perfect world, when you're running this AFL-style offense, you want to run about 4 or 5 real quick passes underneath to get the defensive backs playing right at the line of scrimmage, and then take a shot downfield so the defensive backs either press the men at the line and get beat deep, or just play zone coverage at the line and don't even try to cover deep, and it's just pitch and catch in the end zone. Pretty deep shot there.
Yes.
And he's not. He will make it past the sticks.
I believe that's the first time. Oh yeah.
They got more than they needed on 3rd and 5. Didn't really expect him to go that far downfield, but hey, it pays off. I don't think Cape Fear expected him to do that either. That may have been why he got so open. It's a great ball from that quarterback too. I don't think either quarterback, I don't think we've seen one pass that wasn't a spiral.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
We
make some
have
noise
a
for your
media
team.
timeout.
Your junior lady heroes are going to come out on the field and toss some shirts into the stands.
I thought he was coming on to say the power was going out again.
Make some noise.
I believe the ref called in.
Well, and they got both 2 groups of cheerleaders out on the field now. They're serious about getting these T-shirts away. Woe to anyone who's in the upper bowl. They're going to have to buy their T-shirts instead of catching it, because there's no way these cheerleaders can throw it that far.
All right, give it up for your lady heroes and your junior
Granted,
lady
like,
heroes.
if the guys in the second bowl aren't getting any, we're almost to the ceiling. We're not getting any free T-shirts. But hey, we get to call a game, and I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast. That's payment enough.
It's that type of game. There's something
yeah.
going on.
Apologize for the yawning and more that is sure to come. I've gotten 5 hours of sleep. They run it up the middle. Bad call.
Oh, yes.
And it's just that Mac. It wasn't even the Mac linebacker getting in there. Mac linebacker didn't even have time to come in and make the tackle. There was just such a breakdown in blocking up front. It may have been a lineman trying to pull and let a man get free, because, I mean, as soon as that ball was off, he had a defensive lineman not even in front of him with his arms wrapped around his waist. Just insane to think how fast he got in there.
The lineman's going to take the hand off.
Insane in the membrane.
I have seen film of a spiked ball getting intercepted. It was in high school, and it was probably the highlight of that kid's career. But
He's back.
going deep, got a man! Touchdown! No, it's incomplete.
The wall had something to say about that.
The wall, it does not give, but as much as I'm tempted to blame the quarterback on that one, we have it on film. That ball came out as fast as it could possibly come out. The quarterback, he was taking a 5-step drop. He said, I got a man wide open downfield. I need to cut it and make a 3-step drop. He got it out as fast as humanly possible. That receiver's just got to focus and make that catch.
And that's being triangle. They thought 8 or 9 sections of the wall was going to collapse.
The wall giveth and the wall taketh.
Yes.
Well, in Raleigh, it's only the wall giveth because it's wood. That one's high.
Overthrew it.
And unless you've got some information I don't think that's the degree. At least not at quarterback anyway. They put him in at DB?
Please report to the tunnel.
Incomplete pass by a Torch's quarterback. Pretty rare, see that. But you always, hang on, we got a big formation sub coming in for the Torch. They may be kicking. No, I think it's just a big, no, they're kicking. They're kicking.
Drive field goal.
Oh shoot, I forgot their pocket quarterback's the kicker too.
23.
Because I was thinking he was coming out from under center real fast.
31.
Kick is, it's a punt. And it bounces off the wall. Touchdown! That's a touchdown!
Yes.
A ball off the wall is live, and as long as Cape Fear has been playing the game, they didn't seem to know it.
No.
They thought it was a touchback. But that ball, I'm reminded of a playoff game from 2015, Jacksonville Sharks and Orlando Predators. I hate the Preds fold. That was always a great game between those two teams. At Jacksonville had an injury at their jack linebacker position. They had to put in Alvin Ray Jackson. He's 6'4", 210. They put him in at DB, going up against Brandon Tompkins, like 5'8", or 5'10", 185, and runs like a 4-something 40. Fast as lightning. Just a terrible mismatch. So they had Alvin Ray playing 10 yards off the line. And Hippiard, as good a quarterback as he is, I mean, the pass came out of his hands just a millimeter further left than it should have been, and it hit the wall, and the Orlando guy thought it was dead. It was actually Brandon Tompkins. He's been around the game a while. He thought it was dead, but Alvin Ray, he'd done his homework the night before.
Kick is good.
And we got some kind of flag on the PAT, but back to the story. Alvin Ray sees that ball bounce off the wall. Brandon Tompkins thinks it's dead. Alvin Ray did his homework the night before, knows the ball off the boards is live, picks it off and takes it the other way. Sharks won because of that play. And right there, if there's one killing blow, or if the game were at least to end now, if there were one killing blow that we could point to, it would have to be that just mishap. I mean, you've been around the game so long, you've got to understand that a ball off the wall is live. And it may seem counterintuitive because the ball did come off the wall in the end zone, but it's a live ball if it comes off those boards. And you got to know that as a team. And I don't know if they did it or if they just didn't get to the ball fast enough, but Torch.
Penalties against the Torch.
Yeah, Torch. It's 19-6. Triangle has the lead on the road.
No good.
And
tell you what, Triangle has come to play.
Oh, yeah. And they got a chip on their shoulder, too, because you got to remember, Cape Fear owns the league. The Heroes came in, well, heck, every team came in thinking that Cape Fear was going to win this thing. And Triangle, they've really hit their stride these past couple of games. They knocked us off. Well, yeah, they shouldn't have knocked us off, but they knocked us off. And then they knocked off the Heroes the next week. Or no, it was way after the next week. Because we hadn't played in a month, but They knocked off the Heroes a couple weeks later. They have got something to prove. I remember you guys told me about your reaction when you first went up to Raleigh, and you thought the Torch weren't going to be that big of a deal, and you saw their players come out on the field, and they were all about 5 inches bigger than you thought they were going to be.
Yeah. It was a shock.
Yeah. They have come to play. Kick is off. The Titanic Egg is flying through the air. Fielded on the Predators in the end zone. He's out past the 15. This could go. He's out past the 25. No further. A grand return was stopped short, but if you're Cape Fear, well, no, Cape Fear deferred. So you wanna run this play out as long as you can. Make sure you hit the 1 minute warning on this play. No, if you're Cape Fear, it is absolutely imperative that you score with as little time as possible, so you can steal possession away from Triangle. Because if they play their cards right, they're down 13 points. So they score on the last play here and then deferred after halftime, so they'll get the ball back. They kick 2 PATs in a row. They've got the lead. So they need, well, actually, they ran the clock after the kickoff. AFL hasn't done that in a couple of years, but SIF has been this season. I forgot. So 1 minute to go. Cape Fear is on their own, is on the Triangle 24. What's 24 times 3? You know?
72.
72 feet from here to pay dirt, and as counterintuitive as it may seem, Triangle, if they're smart, they're going to try and let Cape Fear score. Because if Cape Fear scores on this next play and Triangle gets the ball back, the way their offense has been playing, Triangle can completely nullify the fact that Cape Fear is deferring the ball. And it wouldn't matter, because Triangle would have that possession already. It wouldn't matter that Cape Fear stole it away, because there wouldn't be a possession to steal.
I don't know, though, with a 13-point lead.
Triangle, if they're smart, they're going to try and let them score, or at least get some big yardage into the red zone. And if Cape Fear's smart, they're going to run it because they'll know Triangle's playing pass, get about 10 yards, and call timeout. After some time has passed, of course. They will throw. It is caught. He goes out of bounds at the 5. Not the best call in the world, but certainly not the worst. 56. Oh, no. He did not go out of bounds. It's a great call. Clock's still running.
Yes, and he's at the 20.
Now timeout called by the Heroes. So now you got some thinking to do. If you're really and truly, they didn't even huddle up. I'm not sure who called the timeout. But if you're Cape Fear here, you need to go ahead and get your next 3 plays called, because you don't want to score on this play, because that gives the ball right back to Triangle, and then you're right back to where you were when Triangle scored that last touchdown. You need to score with as little time as possible. Triangle's going to try and let you score. Strange defensive formation, false start. Going deep, got to dig. Underneath, out of bounds at the 7, into the stands. And
He knocked him out of the stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need community dancers to meet at section 124. Community dancers.
That was everyone on the catch.
And
I think he's saying no flag.
nah, see where Legree is? This is coming back. Because their coach hasn't moved. Their coach was on the 20 for the last play, and their coach still is. But I don't know. This could be for the Heroes, it could not, but right here, you're inside the 10. You need to run it. It doesn't matter. Well, you probably need to run it with the fullback, because Nolan Legree will be fast enough to get in the end zone. But right now, the Torch have already called 2 timeouts. You need to go ahead and get them to use their last one. So if you do score, the chances of them being able to drive down the field in 30 seconds go way down, because they can't stop the clock unless they get out of bounds. And they can't take knees either, because they'll still be in the lead regardless of what happens here. And I guess they picked up the flag. Ball's on the 9, so Cape Fear, it's almost imperative that they at least make Triangle use their timeout here.
First and goal?
Yeah, first and goal. Like I said, Triangle's really letting them do what they want, because Triangle wants the ball. Pass is caught, touchdown! And
now. Yes, sir.
And as excited as these fans are,
Jackson!
Dad's thinking he can get a shot of that clock. Triangle's got... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we do. Well, 38 and a half seconds to move down the field for Triangle. We'll count the Kickoff will say they've got 33 seconds to go, say 40 yards. Arena football, that's plenty of time. As long as Cape Fear's been around this game, I feel like they wouldn't have scored on that play, but that's what happens when you have these young receivers and young quarterbacks wanting to go in and make plays and get these stats. We saw it with Dante Johnson, those picks that should have been batted down. They're wanting these stats. They're wanting to look good on film so these NFL teams come after him. But the kick is good.
It is good.
6-point game.
6-point game. The difference in the game is that muff at the other end.
Oh, yeah. Special teams. Important in arena football, but so too is clock management. And it was managed really well by Cape Fear up until that last play because, I mean, I hate to bash Cape Fear because they've accommodated for us so well, but they really should have run that ball. Made Triangle, at the very least, use their last time out.
Because you don't want to take 6 off the board, either.
I don't know.
They've only scored not a lot.
Well, it's arena football, and you know Triangle's... Look, Triangle, unless you get within 10 seconds, Triangle's going to let you score no matter what you want to do. Because they just want the ball back. That's all that's on their minds, but I'm afraid they've scored way too early. And Triangle, they've still got that timeout in their back pocket, so they can take a 15-yard shot over the middle, get out to the 25, and be safe.
I think already being up one game head-to-head, playing on the road.
Playing a little bit lax, you think?
I think you take the ball, run the clock out, and go into the locker room with a lead on the road.
Then I don't know what kind of arena football games you've been watching.
That's what I bet happened.
No. No, nobody.
Right now,
This is arena football. Nobody would ever do that. You have watched arena football with me. You know good and well that would not happen. Interesting look here. Triangle's actually playing for the onside.
It's about that.
Jimmy Zalaski will make the kick.
I doubt it's coming. Yeah, it's going deep. This one's fielded in the end zone. Triangle. They're going to make it out past the 10 to the 15, 20, trucking his way to the 23, and things just got a whole lot more interesting.
Puts them in position.
Yeah, because I predicted they'd have 30 seconds to go 40 yards, but now it's looking 32 seconds for 28 yards. And now Cape Fear, they've had some defensive stops thus far. They need more. They need one right here because Triangle, I don't know if they're going to go short on this play and go over the middle on the next one and then use the timeout, or if they're going to go over the middle here and use the timeout, but it's coming within these next plays. They're going over the middle on a corner route or a cross route. I can already feel it. Because that's not really arena football etiquette, but it's arena football custom to do that. Watch here. You're going to be able to tell where this ball is going just by how long he stays in the backfield. He's going over the middle. No, he's going for the end zone. Overthrown and incomplete. And, well, I'm not really sure I like that call. Because if they'd scored,
Cape Fear had a better chance at it.
Yeah, but if Triangle had scored there, we're right back to square one. Cape Fear's trying to.
Yeah.
Cape Fear's down 2 possessions, trying to score as soon as we hit zeros. So now they did not have to use the timeout inside the 1-minute warning. Incomplete pass to stop the clock. We're going to see quick stuff now. See, look at this.
Yeah.
See, he's going to give himself up right here. Good play. Did not try and truck his way forward for extra yards, make him waste that timeout. And I don't like the defensive coverage there by Cape Fear covering for the end zone, thinking they're going to go deep. They're not, because they've got that timeout in their back pocket. They don't want to use it just yet, because if something horrible happens, you have to settle for a field goal. You want to be able to use that timeout and get everything together and make sure you got the right personnel on the field. But giving up that many yards on a hitch route and then allowing the receiver to give himself up, not even tackling him inbounds, just... it's bad. And now they actually have fewer yards to go than they have seconds to go. And, okay. This is interesting. Okay, I thought the quarterback was going to work out of the shotgun. He's back under center, and, I'm thinking something quick again here. Maybe an out or a hitch. Yep, hitch gives himself up. Out at the 10. Cape Fear. They're playing this to the best of their ability, but they've got to come up with an answer. Because this is exactly what I was afraid of for them. I knew when they left that 38 on the clock, it'd be trouble. And here's Triangle, not inside the 10, but it's about as close as you can get. They have played their cards right on this drive. I think we can all agree on that.
I think they got a decent kicker if they decided to go for the 3.
I know, but have you seen the way they're moving the ball? Cape Fear's playing to stop the touchdown. We're probably going to see 2 more hitches, and one of them's going to go. Oh, he's got a free play, but he couldn't get the snap off. Cape Fear jumped, and they're going inside the 10. Great hard count there by the Torch.
Yep.
Especially in a situation like this.
It's a good quarterback who knows the time to hit him with a hard count, stuff like that. Just get those.
Oh, yeah. Makes you wish our guys could do it. Well, I mean, in a neutral defense, it is pretty hard to run a hard count out of the shotgun just because you're not right there telling your center when not to snap it. I mean, I suppose you can clap your hands once and tell them to go on the second clap, or stomp your foot twice and tell them to go on the second stomp or something, but that's about as hard. That's not really so much of a hard count as it is a hard gesture when you're in the shotgun, but when you're under center and you're staring your center down, you got your mouth right next to his ear, you can say go as many times as you want. You just tell him how many times you're going to say go before he's supposed to snap it. No. Pretty slow motion here. Looking for the swing, and he's tackled in bounds, and Triangle's going to have to use their last timeout. Forward progress is not going to make him lose any yardage, but the timeout is gone. That's a bad call.
He was lucky to get away without a pick on that.
Well, I mean,
threw it high.
Yeah, but on those swing passes like that, especially when your receiver's just turning around to catch it, you really want to throw it high, because if he turns around and you're throwing it at Ricky speed and it's coming right at his face, he's not going to catch it. You got to put a little bit of air under it so he can come up with the ball, but I don't like the call. The hitches and the screens were working great. And I understand that you're inside the 10 and they don't work quite as well as they do, but you got to understand that Cape Fear still, especially now inside the 10, they're going to play explicitly not to give up 6. And you got to know that even with 4 yards to go, the underneath stuff is going to be there.
They bring out the huddle.
They got a receiver stack. Watch for the backside screen. They're actually motioning to trips.
Yes.
Interesting here.
Trips are there.
He's got a man wide open.
Way.
Oh, my! That was not who I thought he was throwing it to, but it's touchdown.
It's touchdown.
And I called it. You thought they were going to run the clock out with 38 seconds left on the 20-yard line. I hate it for Cape Fear, but that final drive, that was played to perfection by Triangle, and it wasn't played well by Cape Fear. You got to understand that you can't play prevent in a 30-second drill like that, because they're going to go underneath. They're going to get out of bounds. They're going to run those hitches. They're going to give themselves up after 5 yards because it stops the clock.
The kick is up. Kick is...
I'm waiting on the call. It was pretty close. I think they're going to say no good. Well, the referee put one hand up. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Maybe half the ball went through the upright and it split in half or something.
Well, and there you are again. 3 touchdowns in a minute and a half.
I know. There are no points have been added to the Torch's total, so 25-13, Torch have the lead. And just going back to what I was saying earlier, especially when you've got an offense that loves to just dink and dunk and get these guys playing short so they can take these deep shots. As a team, you've got to understand when you get them in a 1-minute drill, they're still going to dink and dunk. They're not at all worried about the time because they know, like we were talking about in pregame, their quarterback's getting this ball out in a second and a half. His receivers are getting open that quickly because Cape Fear's playing so deep. They can get 5 and 10 yards, give themselves up, and take 3 seconds off the clock.
That's it.
And when you do the math,
like this to prevent, sometimes you can jump up and bite you.
Yeah, 3. I mean, especially when you're having to go 28 yards in 38 seconds. If I were a coach, I wouldn't even be entertaining the prevent as a possibility. But who knows what can happen? We got 6 seconds left, and they're kicking off. Cape Fear's has some pretty good returns thus far. He's got a long way to go. 52 yards is going to be the number.
Whoa.
Clock's hit zeros, and he's not going to make it.
All right. Taken down at the 18, and that's going to end the half.
In a way, I am glad that's over because I've been talking all day. My throat is so sore.
25-13. Triangle Torch in the lead as we go into halftime.
Both teams showed up ready to play.
Oh yeah, you know it. But it's just looked like Triangle's been better prepared. I don't know if that's them doing their homework on Cape Fear, if they've got that in their head that they've beaten them once, and they're playing with that swagger because they're coming in here on top of the league. They've beaten not the league champs, but the #1 team in the league, so they're new #1 coming in on the road where they really haven't had much trouble. It's hard not to play with confidence.
And they're pretty much having their way with them, too.
Oh yeah, that last drive especially. I mean, I called it. I said the Heroes, they scored too soon. And had they run it on that last play and made Triangle use that timeout, even if Cape Fear had scored on the next play, they wouldn't have been able to Triangle would not have been able to pull off that score because they still would have called that swing and they wouldn't have been able to get to the line in time.
You got a roster?
We have Cape Fears. We don't have Triangles.
Could I write it down and bring it back to you?
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
I'm not entirely sure what we have on the field right now, but it looks to be pretty entertaining. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason or another, I am sandwiched in between two married men, and they find the cheerleaders more entertaining than I do, and I've been single for 2 years. Not entirely sure how that works, but I don't know.
Write this down. In 10 years from now, go back and look at it, and you'll know why.
Maybe so.
We just like dancing.
That's exactly right. We like dancing.
Yeah. They told me not to date until college, and I didn't listen to them, and I got hooked up with a pathological liar a couple of years back. It sucked. Haven't dated since.
Oh, girls all fast.
All right, give it up for your lady heroes and your junior lady heroes. Now, y'all want to win something? Pay attention to WCCG 104.5 FM.
Oh boy, we got 4 different colored noodles. This ought to be good. Oh, we got the ladder too. Oh, they got the fancy, really long ladder. Oh, and the cones and more cones and something in a bag. There's no way this isn't going to be entertaining. I wish I could do more to call it, but I got to find a way to rest my voice. 15-yard ladder. I'd hate to be a player and have a coach pull that out on me at practice. Especially if I'm a lineman playing over one of these Cape Fear guys. Like imagine being a Cape Fear guy at 6'5", 345 and getting a 15-yard ladder coach saying, run through this in 10 seconds. I said, run through this or in 10 seconds. Pick one. Because I can run through it in 10 seconds. I can run by it in 10 seconds. And I can run through it, but I can't do both. Now, Bingham, for our big tight end for the Dragons, he's got some feet. For being 6'3", 315, he's got some feet like some of our slower receivers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not to say that these Cape Fear guys don't. I mean, I haven't really seen much of them, but they've been doing a pretty good job of blocking up front, and Legree's just been kind of apt to run off, and it hasn't made them look quite as good as they may have been hoping.
Tell
you what, to look at this should be a good practice.
This would be good practice for the players, much less the 12-year-olds are bringing it out on the field. Look at this. We got to take a picture of this for Kent. Tell him to practice this. It reminds me of something our gym teacher pulled out in kindergarten.
It looks like that game they were playing in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I don't remember what they called that, but I remember Hot Box was incorporated into the name somehow. But this reminds me of something our PE teacher pulled out on us in kindergarten. He had an obstacle course like this, and he turned out all the lights in the gym, and he started playing the Star Wars song. Oh man, we were so excited. We got 40 minutes in P, and it felt like 4. We were having so much fun. But that obstacle course was hard in the dark. Maybe that's why it turned out the lines. The obstacle course wasn't really that long. We just couldn't get through it.
Oh, these kids are
Oh, and they were bringing out some little men.
half tall. Yeah.
We could.
And getting smaller as they go.
His first one must be the hockey trainer, Bob.
I tell you, the quarterbacks could pick up those 5 kids in the back and use them as game balls. They're so small.
Yeah.
Whoa,
look
trying
at
to.
that.
Oh, he's skipping. He's playing dirty. And he has lost his way. That poor soul. He's got his help from his red-shirted friend. I think he's supposed to be going in between those hoops. Not quite, but he's...
It looks like the 2 ladies are herding up a kindergarten.
Yeah. He has set quite a time to beat. We're not timing it, but I feel like this is one of those things when you'd know if somebody made it through faster than somebody else. Oh, that's got to be some kind of penalty. She about did it again. They're having to slow her down.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Triangle Tour, so they up from around Raleigh. You don't know what their record is by the chance.
I think Triangle's undefeated. 2 Triangle. On track to do it again. Oh, that was cold. Did you see that? We had a trainer push a kid down. This is brutal.
I'd like to know why they haven't reset these.
I don't know. Do you actually think anybody has run through them? Oh, we got a fumble!
Yeah, it does.
She didn't even have to duck to get under that hoop.
I'd like to see one of them do it legal.
Yeah, let's get Bingham out here.
Yeah.
Run him through all this stuff. Where is he now? You think he's back in Greenville by now, or you think he's maybe
No,
in
they were
Columbia?
going to the beach.
What?
Yeah.
Bingham's smarter than we are.
It's, well, that's quite a reward for losing 32-23. Let's go to the beach.
I'm pretty sure he had it.
I'd hate to see where they went if they won.
Pretty sure he had
Dante
it.
probably would have flew him out to Hawaii.
Whoa.
Shoot, you know what it is? It's Kent running down to... The Dragons secured their home field, well, the actual physical field they're putting in their arena next year. They secured their home field, and they're probably running down to Myrtle Beach to pick it up. Because I believe our coach bought it from Myrtle Beach Freedom.
Really?
Yeah, said it's only been played on 4 times, never practiced.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Now
big
we'll
news.
add something to lay on.
Hey, look, all we got to do is win 1 playoff game, because the sponsors don't have to know that we lost 4 in a row. All they have to know is that we made it to the championship. No, well, it doesn't even matter if we win. If we make it to the championship, we say, hey, we made it to the championship, and they won't say anything else. They'll say, where can I sign the check? Yes, please. All right. Oh, the teal green.
We also do awesome sports themed birthday parties. So if you want to see your kid at Kickoff Sports, give us a call and like us on Facebook. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Give it up for Kids in Sports Olympics.
feel like you're throwing a brick. It's just, football's not aerodynamic. It's designed to be thrown overhand.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Franco Webb. And this is the
to the best of their ability,
Fast Kick Contest.
Where is that above your
Co-sponsor
head?
tonight, coming out with me here, Alicia Barefoot.
Well, above your pay grade.
Collision and
There's no way you can
Customs
do
off
above your
Ramsey
head.
Street. And
One of the tallest
Linden,
players I've ever seen.
822-2606. If you wreck it, they'll fix it. All right, what the Core Computer Technologies
But that's all his team
Contest
about
is.
for.
These two
He has 5 years old. He was 7-0. He
Eric.
played offensive line for the league for 1 year, and he was too tall. He kept falling over.
The other end.
He didn't have legs. The legs were like 4 feet long. He just didn't have legs would collapse.
And they're going to try to kick a field goal.
Forgot my mic was on.
If they make it tonight, they qualify to come back at the end of the season with everyone that's made it, which nobody has yet, to go for the final, which is an $1,800 gaming computer from Core Computer Technologies. All right, Caleb, you're up first. Show them how it's done. Nice throw, a little off center. To set that up. Now we have the kicker to help set it up. And everybody go out, give Caleb a big hand, real quiet up in the stands. He says he's a kicker. Let's see what he's got. Make some noise. Oh, Caleb, that was a little low. We're going to call that low. All right, everybody give Caleb a big hand. Up now is Eric. Eric's got a big grin. He's going to have fun. Nice throw, Eric. Good placement as well. All right, are those kicking shoes? The Vans, what are you going to go on there, bud? Everybody give Eric a big hand. Let's see if he's got as good a foot as he had an arm there, because that was a good throw. He put that on about the, what is that, 16-yard line? Come on, Eric, through the uprights.
I got a feeling you don't make it.
Oh, just under the crossbar. That was so close, Eric. So close. All right, from Core Computer Technologies and Colortech Collision and Customs. That was the Core Computer Technologies Fast Kick Contest. And thank you to the lovely Alicia Barefoot for co-sponsoring for Colortech tonight. And let's go, Heroes! Let's bring Bone Crusher Smith out onto the field now. Everybody big hand for Bone Crusher. Everybody give him a big hand. He's going to come out here and say, hey, everybody. All you boxing fans, you know who this man is. Come on out. All right, everybody, great big hand for Bone Crusher Smith. Everybody go up to the merchandise stand and come up and see Bone Crusher Smith. He's got some stuff up there. He's going to give some autographs out. He wants to sign something for everybody in here. So everybody make sure you make it up to the merchandise stand. And come see Bone Crusher and get a signature. All right, great big hand for Bone Crusher Smith.
Ugh.
All the imitators, perpetrators, and haters. This is something new. The Cancer Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky. Funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Chop, chop, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Chop, chop now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Chop, chop, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Oh, yeah. Come on. Chop, chop that, y'all. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 5 hops this time. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like it never stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Chop, chop, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Reverse. Reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Chop, chop that, y'all.
Minute 45 left until the opening kickoff, but considering a lot of these guys are still kind of warming up on the field and really still have yet to get off, we're probably going to kick it off a little bit later than that. A lot of these guys don't even have their helmets on yet, but do want to apologize for any unpleasant noises that were made a few moments ago. I was getting up for about the first time in 6 hours, and people talk about how sore football players get after games. I think I'd actually beat them this time. By the time this day is over, I will have walked 7 miles in 48 hours, and I'm not overweight, but I'm not exactly in shape either. So, I apologize for any unpleasant noises that were made. I'm just not exactly feeling my best right now. Throw a cold on top of all of that, and it's usually a recipe for disaster. But what really hasn't been a recipe for disaster is the entertainment level in this game. It's even though the Torch are up 2 possessions, we've seen great gameplay by both teams other than those interceptions thrown by Legree. And really, other than those interceptions, these teams have been evenly matched. I mean, we always knew they were, and it was always going to come down to who made the least mistakes, but right now I definitely think Triangle's got the edge just because of that crazy drive they had right at the end to end. Just because of that crazy drive they had at the end and the lofty play that should have been a safety on Cape Fear's end but turned into a touchdown because they didn't recover.
Where do you say it was going?
I think get some water.
Well, folks, unless they're going to kick this thing off by the time I finish this sentence, we're going to have to wait a bit longer. Yeah, and you know, I'm almost surprised that they couldn't get from midfield to the end zone and get the kickoff ready. Arena football's a fast game, but you know it's not that fast.
I wonder where these, or maybe you know, where these referees come from.
The referee store, everybody knows that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wonder if they do college or high school or
I don't know.
or maybe they do just arena.
Considering how many arena teams and arena leagues there are, like I did the math once, there's at least 66 arena teams in the country right now. I actually think I did a second count and it was closer to over 100 when you counted all the semi-pro teams that were just playing indoors for fun. And you got to get referees for 50 of those games because half of them are playing at home all the time. I would not be surprised if there's just a dungeon in the bottom of every arena in the country and there's like 5 referees in there.
Because that was one thing about semi-pro. You might wait till 5 minutes before game time
to get
and
the
have 2
refs.
refs. Here they're here before game time.
Yeah, they get paid too. We're about ready to kick this thing off.
Kickoff. Cape Fear takes it. That's Jackson. Oh.
And
If you're on defense, you gotta like it when you stop the guy at the 10.
yeah, and again, I mean, it's not bad field position because it's the outdoor equivalent of getting to your 20. It's pretty normal, but you don't like it, especially after you saw heck, Triangle ran one of them back for a touchdown, and then I think the kickoff before that, they ran it out past 25. And then Cap City and Upstate, the game before this, I don't think anyone started behind their own 10 outside of turnovers.
Right, and in that game, that's what kept the Dragons in the game.
Yeah, it was field position. So Heroes really got to be feeling it about that right now. I'm not sure if he caught it. He doesn't have the ball. I don't think he did. And yeah, they're not moving the down marker. They're going to call it 2nd and 10. Never want to overthrow a receiver on a hitch, especially when he's that close to sidelines, because he tries to jump, and if he tries to jump, catch the pass is too high, and he takes an awkward angle, gravity does its thing, he's coming down on that board like Batman came down on Bane's knee in The Dark Knight Rises. It ain't going to be pretty. I've never seen that happen, but it's, considering this is arena football, you can't put anything out of the question. Our camera operator is still not here. He's getting water. I feel like we've got this thing zoomed out enough to where I won't have to move it too much.
Plays in.
A swing pass.
Nicely done. He picks up about 6.
Yeah, I like the call. Worked a lot better for the Heroes than it did for the Torch, but I don't think the Torch were playing for it that time. I think it was really just more of a base man coverage than anything, or maybe some kind of base zone cover too, maybe, where you don't, because you never want to give up a touchdown, especially starting out a half, because it really messes with your confidence. But heck, they're already so high, I don't think anything could screw them up now. But you never want to give up big plays like that, but you don't want to give up touchdowns either. So it's kind of a quandary. But 3rd and short here. I'm surprised Triangle's DBs aren't closer to the line. But it's customary for backs to play off the line in arena. He's going deep.
Going deep. He's got his man.
Underthrown and incomplete.
Oh. Defender saying thank you.
And that ball was so late he got fired from his job at the office. I mean, it's got to be out sooner. It wasn't like you remember that throw Triangle had on the first play of their 30-second drive where they had a guy open in the end zone and he caught it up against the wall and then he dropped it.
Yeah,
that was on time. That was fine. But that ball,
we got a penalty.
He was open the whole time. He was never not open, and Legree took so long to throw that ball. I mean, it's arena football. You're running 30 yards down the field. You've got about 3 seconds to catch that snap and put the ball in the air before your receiver is up against the wall in the end zone. And that ball was way too late for that to be a touchdown.
I don't know what the penalty was because I didn't see him signaling, but it's a first down.
If it's 10 yards, it could have been PI. I didn't see anything, but who knows? Refs are weird about PI. If it doesn't have anything to do with the play, they'll still call it.
I think that play was doomed from the start.
Trying to get a little bit cute there. running it. It's doomed the Sharks before, but the Jacksonville Sharks, you know, they used to play in Arena 1, now they're down in the NAL, but they got an excuse. They got Derek Ross, who is, dare I say, one of the best fullbacks in the history of football, much less the history of arena football. They list him at 6'0", 250. He is not 250. He is way more than 250, but he runs like a 5'40", which is outrageous for a fullback.
Oh, wow, yes.
And so they can run it up middle all they want, but these guys, their fullbacks on par with the rest of the talent. It's not pretty when they run. Oh, my.
Yeah, we got a flag.
Still on the move.
And I believe that's going to be pass interference. They almost got to take it. Although he gained 5 or 6 yards on the play, you'll get the down back.
Well, I
think Buster Douglas is now. Did y'all hear anything about that? The boxer? James Buster Douglas down there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I thought they said Bone Crusher. I didn't know who that was.
Maybe they did.
Oh.
I'll have to look at it.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Looks like they marched that off from the where the ball went dead at.
Yeah, and I know as brutal a hit that was and uncalled for as it was, I don't really know quite how in line with the rules is, because that was a dirty hit. There's no question, but that was still within the 5 yards you can jam a receiver, and if they're going to count that as jamming, then, I mean, they may as well count as screaming into these mics as whispering, because that's taking jamming to a whole new level. But low snap for Legree. Got a hitch, incomplete.
They'll bring up 2nd and 10. Pass is incomplete.
Well, contrary to what usually happens, I actually know exactly what went wrong on that one. Legree didn't get the snap in time, or at least as soon as he thought he would, so he's already under a bit more pressure than he is under normal circumstances. He gets the ball late. His receivers are behind on his routes because he hasn't gotten the ball up in the air yet where he can throw it. He's running a hitch. That's his first read on this play. Hitch is open, but because he wasted about a quarter of a second trying to field that snap, the pass is already closing up, so he puts everything he can on that ball, but his arm's going forward so quick he can't get the ball off in time, and it goes low. He's going to throw over the end zone again, batted up, incomplete, out of the end zone. And
some heavy traffic down there.
Yeah, call it a lack of effort if you want, but there was no way he was catching that. I don't care if you got Joe Hills, who is the best over-the-wall catcher in the history, heck, any sport ever, better at going over the wall than anybody. I almost said he's better at going over the wall than the Mongolian Empire, but the Mongols never actually got past the Great Wall of China. Joe Hills would not have made that catch, and that's saying something. That was just too far out.
They'll bring up 3rd.
Oh, yeah. And this is where your play calling starts to get real tight. 3rd and goal from the 9. This is the hardest set of downs in arena football, any level of play. Double motion, single motion, linebacker restrictions, no linebacker restrictions. You never want to be here.
Not a good snap.
He's got 2 open. Wide open. He will not throw the ball, but he's, oh my!
Threw it behind him.
Oh.
Pass is incomplete, and that brings us to our immediate timeout.
Well, Tymir Zimmerman,
Yes.
he's 6'3", 230. I was screaming that he was open so loud, he actually looked up here at us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
I mean, Legree even rolled to his left where Zimmerman was. There's no reason he shouldn't have thrown that ball because it was a walking touchdown either way. I don't know where the defense was because that guy was open too, but he dropped the ball.
It's like they're going for a field goal.
And that is such a missed opportunity.
out there.
Because not only do you have 1 receiver open, you had 2 receivers open. Missed the opportunities on both. And now your opening drive, which could have gone for 6 and really at least gotten this game back within a reasonable margin. The road ahead, despite them, even if they make this field goal, with all the time that went off the clock on that drive, the road just got a lot longer regardless of what happens on this play. Unless they fake it and score a touchdown, then it'll get shorter.
Torture lined up well, but I don't know if I wouldn't try fake.
Yeah, do we know what hotel it is yet?
I'll ask Crystal then, because it's her team. She'll have to be awake.
It'll be a 24-yarder.
Not sure if I like the call.
Blocked!
The Torch recover! And it could have gone for 6, but it couldn't have been much worse.
He was untouched.
I don't like the call. I mean, you're down 2 possessions, start of the third quarter. There's really not all that much to lose by going for it. And considering how well the last play went, there's not much of a reason to believe you won't make it in the end zone a second time. So I don't know really what the thought process there was, but regardless of whatever it may have been, it didn't pay off. And now the ever-dangerous Torch are going to get this ball back. They go up 3 possessions.
Yeah.
It's not over, but it's a long way to go.
I believe they could put a hurting on him. That hitch has worked all day long.
I know. It's a great play by that quarterback, too, and it again shows the contrast between him and Legree, just the playing styles. Like, when Legree extends the play, he goes sideline to sideline, takes about 2 steps, and takes about 5 steps in either direction, full speed. This kid, when he needs to extend the play, on that one, that was a 3-step drop. He turned it into a 5-step drop because he got there a bit faster than he thought he would. And so he said, oh, my receivers aren't open. I'm too close to the line. I got to get backwards. So instead of going sideline to sideline like Legree would, he understands he's not quite as fast and takes 2 steps backward, more like your Tom Brady's and Aaron Rodgers of the world.
I'll take this first. Oh, nice.
Another great throw. And I mean, that's just kind of offense, or at least I like it. I love to see this offense the Torch has been running. I've said it all game long. They just...
It's like he's picking them apart.
I know, and especially considering how, well, they actually did play well against us, but then their quarterback got ejected for fighting and they didn't score again, but they've executed this offense perfection up until that point, recovered by Cape Fear. Wait, no, the Torch seem to have it now.
Yep.
Waiting on a signal, he's walking backwards.
How do they not get
But he's pointing.
And the coaches are pointing, players are pointing. Still no signal, but I don't see any way the Torch don't retain possession.
De Leon Renner. All they do is fall on it.
I know. And just as I was saying how well they had been executing the offense, that's something you don't ever see it in the AFL. Well, ever is an exaggeration, but between 2 teams playing a 60-minute game that doesn't go into overtime, both teams playing under center, each team running 35 plays a game, you see a bad snap once every game and a half, every 6 quarters. It's not the AFL. It's a lower level of play, and no matter how good these guys do, they're still going to make mistakes.
Back. He's got a man.
There's not a mistake there. Touchdown, Torch.
Torch just lit him up.
Laying it on. And that's what I was referencing earlier. The way this offense works is to get those DBs playing real close to the line, thinking they're going to go short, and when the quarterback realizes that and reads the defense, figures out they're either going to press his receivers or just play what I call crap zone and not go further than 5 yards back because they think everyone's running hitches and screens. That's when you go over the top and score like that. And I mean, there's not much you can do because when you're facing an offense like this, if you play deep, they're going to beat you underneath, and if you play short, they're going to beat you over the top like that. There's nothing you can do.
Kick is no good.
No, it's good. He made it.
Oh, it was?
It was in the bottom left corner. He barely made it, but he made it. 32-13.
5:54 left in the third quarter.
Can the 60-point curse be broken? We've not had a single team in this league crack 60 this season. Cape Fear got closest in their opener. They scored 58. They have not shown any flashes of that since. But we know it's in them, because this is the same roster that started that game. And granted, the Steam they're nowhere near as good as the Torch are. They're nowhere near as good as we are. Anybody in this league is, but I mean, it's still got to mean something to be able to beat someone that bad and come out here, be down by 3 Heck, is it 4 possessions now? I lost count. But if they're going to start a comeback, we got just about 21 minutes left in this game. Yeah. If they're going to make a comeback, it's got to happen, and it's got to happen now.
Yes.
On this kickoff would surely be nice for them. But consider...
Taking about 4 yards deep.
He reverses field, gets out to the 16. It's the furthest he's gotten all game without the assistance of penalties, but still not nearly as good as any team today has been able to pull off. And we apologize for the lack of video feed. We're switching out our camera batteries again. We appreciate your patience. We are between plays, so you're not missing anything. Oh, we dropped the battery.
Clock is rolling. Cape Fear needs to do something fast.
Well, fast is kind of a stretch of the word. Soon would be a lot better, because fast you run the risk of just giving it back to him too soon and keeping your offense on the field too long. But I understand that they're trying to emulate the Torches offense, but screens that short out of the shotgun when you've already got a defense playing for the quick pass, it's not going to work.
No, it's going to go.
Especially on a shotgun. Like the perfect screen pass, and I've seen this done once. Lehigh Valley did it. And their formation was really crazy, and it complemented what they were trying to do. But the perfect screen pass comes from under center, where the quarterback doesn't even move his left foot. He pulls his right foot back, and then just stands up and throws it. And he gets it out in less than half a second. And, I mean, it takes half a second for the snap to get to the quarterback in the shotgun, and then another half second for Legree to get his feet set and his arm wound up. I mean, it takes too long. If you're going to run screens, it's got to be from under center. If you're going to run deep, go for the shotgun.
And you drop that foot back, you're set.
Yeah, but it just takes so long. Not sure what kind of timeout we have, but there's clearly some kind of timeout on the field.
I think we're learning to do the Dougie. And they give you that for free, Bob. There's no extra at the door to learn the Dougie.
Gonna be second 10 when we start off again. Got 5 minutes left.
All right, we need time for a comeback.
Going from the shotgun. He's got time.
He's got forever, and he had a man, and he can't catch it because the ball was so... Wait, no! It's off the wall!
Touchdown!
And Cape Fear gets one off the wall going their way, and hey, he learned from his mistakes.
Yeah. Tyler Zimmerman.
And even that got me mixed up. Any ball off the wall is live. Anybody can pick it up. Anybody can score a touchdown off of it. And they knew that. I don't know. I'm not going to go so far as to say Legree threw it into the wall on purpose, but I don't know. He took a really long time to throw that ball, but you can't complain too much because they got 6. And
well, there seems to be some question, though.
Yeah, I think they may be trying to figure out the legality of the play, but everyone seems to be getting ready for a PAT, so I think they're going to put it on.
They're headed deep.
Yeah, the two guys at the sideline weren't getting ready for another play. They were getting ready to sub out for the kick. All it's left to do is put Cape Fear's points on the board.
We had a flag.
Oh, and it's on Cape Fear, it looks like.
No, it was on.
Oh. I don't know what the ref was pointing at then, so. Heroes' points still not on the Jumbotron. Oh, now they are. 20-0 pending the extra point. 2-possession game regardless of what happens. They can make it 12 or they can make it 13. Depends on what this kicker wants to do.
Snap. Kick.
It's up. It's good.
Yep, it's good.
And we got a 12-point game. One stop and an onside kick for Cape Fear, and they got this thing not even tied. They got it in the lead if they kick those PATs. But
The Torch got 32.
yeah,
31.
no, they've had 32.
But they got to stop them.
Yeah.
They've had a great deal of trouble with that.
It's the same problem we had. We couldn't stop Cap City, and they kept on scoring.
Yeah.
But what's creepy is that they finished with 32, and Triangle's probably going to crack at least 40. Because do you really think they're going to get out here with less than 2 more touchdowns the way they've been playing?
They've been unstoppable.
I know, it's that offense that they run. I've been lobbying for that with the Dragons.
The Dragons stopped their offense pretty good the last time we 26-25.
Oh yeah, it was 26-25 in a game that we should have won. But you got to remember, the 26 points the Torch put up was all in the first half, because their quarterback, who runs this AFL offense, he got ejected because he got in a fight right before halftime. They never saw him again. They had to put in a receiver at quarterback, and he just couldn't run it. There's so many reads associated with the offense. You got to have a smart guy being able to run it. You can't have your standard just, I don't want to say run of the mill, but you can't have a high school dropout running an AFL offense, you know? Ooh!
Tackled and brought down.
Things are
Maybe at
getting
the
interesting
9.
now. Torch, worst field position of the night. They're going to start at the 9-yard line, equivalent to the outdoor 18.
Football is all momentum.
Yeah.
Once the momentum shifts, anything.
Yeah, but granted, I think to get the momentum back, all I think Triangle needs to do is get a hitch off. Because, I mean, the momentum hasn't swayed that much. But if he throws 2
Mark
incompletions
back
in
to
a row.
5.
Oh, we got another flag.
Ooh.
Had a penalty.
Oh, this might have been the last penalty that didn't get called, and they assessed it on the kickoff.
Can be.
Well, I don't know.
Either way.
If that was a personal foul, there's no way they didn't go onside. Because,
Either way, we're going to work first and 10 from the 4.
yeah.
Bad snap, and the Heroes are right back in there.
But hey, this offense, it thrives down here in their shadow of their own goalpost. Oh, looking deep already, overthrew it. He wasn't. Oh, a sack down! The Cape Fear sideline and crowd is going ballistic. I thought it was just overthrown. I never even saw him.
He made a sweet play. I mean,
I know.
He made a good
It's
break
just
on the ball.
insane.
that was Jay Jackson.
Insane in the middle.
And the thing is, he had that man open. It's just bad receiver-quarterback chemistry. It's a miscommunication. He didn't turn around soon enough. He'd be great for Cape Fear's offense where they hold the ball for about a second longer because you got to wait. This triangle offense, you need to turn around almost as soon as you crack 5 yards, and he didn't. He waited way too long. That's a pick. But as amazing as that is for Cape Fear, they got to score.
Yep.
A pick is nothing without points on the board.
There you
But the momentum,
10 at the 17.
it's definitely in the Heroes' favor now. Well, somebody's jumped. So we're going to have to wait a little bit to find out where the momentum went. And it's... Ooh.
You can see the clock now. I don't really watch it enough, but you can see it down there.
First and 15.
Certified tile installers specializing in kitchens, bathrooms, spas, and backsplashes. Check them out for your next tile job.
When did the Heroes last score? I forgot. He's got a man wide open down the sideline.
Yes.
That definitely could have gone for 6, but he was looking the wrong way. You would think a left-handed quarterback would look to the left first because he had a man wide open on the wheel. There was one defender on him, and it might have been the Jack who can't go further back than 6 yards. I mean, it was pitch and catch, especially the way this Cape Fear's line's been playing. And it's a great pass, don't get me wrong. It gets him 8 yards, but it's not a touchdown.
Second and 11. It might have been designed to go that way, though.
There's no way that was designed. Did you see how open that receiver got?
The Heroes last score was that off the wall.
Oh, yeah, I do remember now. Guess it was so ridiculous, I forgot. Throwing off his back foot, picked!
And
this could go for 6, it will!
4-6.
That's the dagger.
Welcome back to square one.
They just broke their hearts.
I know, it's a bad play by Legree. You can't throw off your back foot. He didn't get his feet set. He thought he had a guy open. He didn't bother to get his feet set. But when you don't get your feet set and you throw off your back foot like that, there's a 1 in a million chance that ball goes where you want it to.
You're taking 5 yards off your pass.
I know.
Loaded it in there and he paid the price.
Yeah, you're taking 5 yards off your pass in about every direction. X, Y, and Z axis. It's going 5 yards shorter than you want it to. 5 yards further to the left or the right than you want it to, and 5 yards further up and down than you want it to. There's no way he could have thought he was going to complete that. It's just a terrible throw by Legree.
Kick away, and its kick is good.
Yeah, that's good. They just didn't pull the net out.
39-20.
Oh, man. And as well as the Torches offense have been playing, I expected them to score before the end of the third quarter. I just didn't think it was going to be on defense following an interception.
You know, if I'm the Torch, I go onside kick right here.
No, it's in poor taste. Because going onside after a pick 6 when you're up 3 possessions, that's just bad taste.
And then you give them momentum going into the
Forget bad
fourth
taste,
quarter.
it's tasteless.
Once you got them down, you got to put them away.
They've already beaten these guys once. And an onside kick is completely implausible because you got to remember, onside's outside. You kick from your 35, worst comes to worst, the other team gets it at your 45, so they still got a long way to go. Onside's an arena, if you don't get the ball, it's a huge risk because they start out at the 10-yard line. And it's going, ugh.
He goes deep.
That's
back
heartburn,
against
it's going
the
deep.
wall. He's coming out.
Almost fumbled it there, dancing around, loses yards. Now, question of the hour. Are we going to see Legree? Well, I asked too late. We are. 3 interceptions, a pick 6. He is still here. Though, you've got to be thinking, and he's got to be thinking that if he throws one more pick, he ain't going to be in for much longer. We saw it like we saw it happen to Marcus and Ricky in that first game. They both threw too many picks. Marcus threw too many picks, can't put in the backup. He threw too many picks. He puts in the start. He keeps on throwing picks. He's got nowhere to go. But yes, 4 interceptions in this game. We had 2 in Cap City, and 1 came on a 2-point conversion.
Shotgun.
Nice throw there.
Nice throw, nice cover though.
Yeah, it's always, even on a field this small, it's always good to have a quarterback with a strong arm because you can get it into those tight windows. And
so first down.
Yeah, they haven't even started the play clock yet.
No, they never stopped it from the last one.
No, never started the play clock. It's still not starting. Though, if they want to catch him off guard, they'll snap it with like a 1/10 of a second left and think Torch maybe catch him walking the sidelines. But that should have been a false start on the motion, man. And he's open deep. Legree's got all day to throw. He has no more time to throw.
And I think we got a hold.
And he throws it into the ground. Yes, if he got that far, it's holding. And remember how I referenced in the first game that Arrowwood was throwing the ball way too long?
Yep.
He looks like the Flash compared to this kid. Legree, he has had so many plays where he's danced around in the backfield and had people open because we saw, I can't see his number from up here because red jerseys with like cauliflower blue numbers is kind of hard to read, especially from Mount Everest up here. But I think it was, I don't even know. It's the guy who's been taking the kickoffs, but in arena ball, when you see a man, I'll just call him Dreads Guy for lack of a better name, though. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Lee. He started out on the 10-yard line, came into motion, got a false start, but they ignored it. The DB covering him was on the 20. By the time Legree gets the snap, the DB is on the 25, and Lee is on the 25. You have to understand that your receiver is running faster than the defensive back, and despite the fact that he's not open when you throw it, you have to understand that he has got a head of steam on this DB who's not going to be able to catch up to him. You have to throw it then. It was too late.
DB backpedaling, and he's full steam ahead.
I know. And, I mean, it should have been a penalty. He had a step on the line. He got away with it. And they're actually not calling the hold. They're going to let this one go. Or, I mean, they called it.
He's got a man wide open.
Well, that works.
That's a 45-yard touchdown.
Well, we got a flag for celebration. He spun the ball. I don't know. Maybe they thought he lost the ball because he spun a solid white ball on a solid white hash, and I couldn't see it for a second. Maybe they thought he teleported into another dimension. But, I mean, for as much crap as I gave him about that last play, I don't know what happened. Or, you know, I actually do know what happened. That was 4th down, wasn't it?
No, that was first, I think.
Well, I can't explain it because I thought it was like 3rd or 4th down, and if it was that, I could easily say that the Torch are just playing cover 3 on the sticks and not concerned, like they weren't concerned with anything deep because they didn't think Cape Fear would go for it. But I just don't have an explanation. Post. Yeah, because of the holding call. I guess a half can't end on a penalty either, even if it's yours.
Excessive unsportsmanlike is against. Yeah.
That's going to be enforced on the kickoff, so. Yeah, that's going to be enforced on the kickoff. So regardless of where Cape Fear sends this thing, I mean, they can do their best, and they can get triangle fielding the ball.
Good.
Yeah, kick is good. It's a 12-point game again.
12-point game as we go into the 4th quarter.
I mean, with that unsportsmanlike, though, it's a terrible decision by the Heroes to. And I mean, I know it's a touchdown. It's a big touchdown. You're always wanting to celebrate, but you just got to keep your head about you because now you go from. I mean, the kick return game has been good for the Torch so far, but you go from a situation where, in a perfect world, you could pin them inside the 1 to where now the worst field position they can have is the 10.5. And there's absolutely no way they can do that. I mean, especially considering the way Triangle's offense has been playing, it's not the right call, but I would be hard-pressed not to go on sides just because there's so much risk associated with it, there's not any risk to begin with. Because if they recover it on the 10-yard line on the failed onside kick, they're going to go down to they'll have to, they'll be on the 5, but if they recover the kick at the 20, they're going to be at Cape Fear's 20, so you're kind of in a quandary. It's like pick your poison. Really, when do you want them to score? And we have time on the clock. It's not a factor right now, but Cape Fear, it's not a good idea to go for an onside kick, but all I'll say is that I wouldn't be surprised if they did, if that makes any sense.
Well, they got 15 minutes of play, and they're 12 points down.
15 minutes is forever in the outdoor game. You get them indoors playing on a field the quarter of the size. We saw the Torch go down the field in 33 seconds. You really think the Heroes can't come back in 15 minutes?
Yeah. You have a point there. I don't know, though. Your onside kick fails, you're just about dead.
Well, I never said they were going for it, and I said I wouldn't. I never said they were going for it, and I didn't think they would. I just said I wouldn't be surprised if they did, just because there's, like I said, they're already going to have such bad field position. I mean, 15 yards is going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, that's true.
But if they do something amazing and have the kicker muff the kick in the end zone and tackle him at the 1, I mean, then they get him on the 10.5. That's pretty good. Better than what they've actually been having. But Triangle actually, they're packed together pretty tight, but they're not playing for the onside. And Cape Fear doesn't look to be either. So this is probably just going deep. Torch have max protect on. So he should get pretty far.
Gazowski with his kick.
It's a squib up the middle. It's a live ball!
Oh.
Recovered? No!
Oh.
Fumble by the Torch! Recovered by the Heroes!
Heroes have it.
Oh, man. Bob, I think my Mucinex is wearing off because I'm getting snotty, and somebody's got to tell these teams to stop making big plays, because if they keep on doing it, I'm going to keep on screaming, and I don't have my voice by the time we get to the hotel tonight. But, man,
Well,
I mean,
I guess in a way that wasn't.
I know, I was about to say, if you want to call that an onside kick, you can call it an onside kick. But terrible, terrible call to touch that ball.
Well, he was trying to get out of the way of it.
Now they're marching
Then why did
off.
he stick his arm out 3 feet to his left?
I think it just comes with, it's an involuntary notion. Yeah.
To stick your arm in front of something when you're trying to get away?
Law firm and official sponsor of the Cape Fear Heroes, specializing in traffic violations. Personal
Just-
injury, bills sustained-
Oh, and there's that stinging personal foul. Drives them back 10 yards, but hey, they've got the ball, and if they score here,
Yes,
if they score here,
they got Mo.
oh yeah, we got a whole new ball game. As if we don't already, but oh no, he could throw a pick. You never know. Or he might fumble. That was pretty risky. He had it in one hand until he dove forward.
He's up to the 21.
Hotel located
It'll be
on
2nd and 4.
Road in Fayetteville is the official hotel of the Cape Fear Heroes. Fans, show your support for
Yeah,
your
you know, it's
team. Your
safe to say you never like to see any of your players handling the ball with one hand. Much less when that hand is about 2 feet away from their body, closer to an offender than it is to you.
And when it's spinning,
Yeah, spinning too. He's real lucky he didn't fumble that one out. Fullback's beside him. We could see a run here. And they will.
yeah,
And he won't get anything.
he got a yard.
No, he didn't. He got nothing.
Oh,
Tried to
that's-
get cute there. It's a bad call. Never, ever run it on 2nd and long. You can run it on 3rd and short. You can run it on 1st and 10. But 2nd and long, that's the worst possible place to run it. Never, ever, ever run on 2nd and long.
Maybe it was a setup play.
Setup play. It's arena football. You actually think they've got time to have a play action pass? The fullback isn't even anywhere close to him. There is no setup. Trips to the left, though, for Legree. Gonna have an easy time throwing this one. He is a lefty, but he's on the move. He's about to get sacked. And the pass is complete at the 5.
First down, Cape Fear.
How about that and the Heroes?
That's that setup play I was talking about.
Zimmerman
All right.
comes up with another
Now's not the
big
time to debate if
reception.
that was a setup play. We can talk about that at the hotel, but that catch. How many times did Legree almost go down on that play, too? I actually thought he fumbled the ball because he kicked his foot up and his shoe was white and the ball is, too. I thought he fumbled. But maybe the Torch did, too. Maybe they saw his shoe as well. But, I mean, just inexcusable for the Torch. That's a ball you got to be able to cover. They will pass. Throws to one touchdown, Heroes! On the out
How
route.
about a signal?
The most reliable red zone route in the history of football. And it comes full circle, even though it's a 90-degree turn. Well, Bob, you know, it's not exactly easy to stop an out route under normal circumstances outside, much less when the field's this small and you're on the goal line doing everything you can not to give up a touchdown. And people, there's no point in playing zone on the goal line. People play man on the goal line. People know that. People run out routes on the goal line because they know they're playing man and they know out routes beat man. Man, what a game. I thought it was
Big
over at
extra
halftime.
point, and
It's no good. He about hit the cheerleaders. We've got a race for the ball upstairs. I don't know if that's quite fair because we got a big man beating the little kid to the ball. And the big man didn't give the little kid the ball.
Just so he
Kinda
can give
cold.
it away.
I make him throw the balls back anyway. But
Yeah.
Located at 205 Forsyth.
Oh, he's in trouble. Here come the cheerleaders.
going down.
Oh, no. they're-
Not entirely sure what they're going to try and do. Remember, man, the sun was still up when we had 11 minutes in the first quarter. Remember that? Seems like forever ago.
We got a 6-point game.
Sponsor of the Cape Fear Heroes.
Cape Fear will not give up.
Well, why would they?
They were 3 down.
I know they're playing for blood. The Torch showed them up last week. You own the league. You try and set a good example, not only for all the other teams in the league, but for yourself. Because you have to live up to your own standards. You have to live up to the standards you don't realize you set for yourself until it's too late. And maybe it was too late at halftime. Maybe they realized that, and it has come full circle here because another special teams mishap or interceptions or even just a stop on the Torch's side, and the Heroes can take the lead.
Out to the front. Whoa! Hit high and tackled and brought down.
Nice tackle there. And we got a Hero down. He is crawling. He is back on his feet. That's great to see, but he seems to be going for the end zone. Yeah, now he's heading back for the sidelines. Maybe feeling a little bit dizzy. I know he got spun around on that one.
Lindsey Robertson.
DB?
Yes, out of Livingstone.
Oh, the Torch, as counterintuitive as it may seem, you have to run your AFL offense. You cannot get fancy or try and run this spread or really even run period. You've got to keep this thing firing on all cylinders like it has been. The hitches, the screens have to be there because this offense has been able to control the game. Cape Fear's offense, they've been able to score, but it hasn't really been predictable when they've been able to score.
Right, it's been nothing fancy, just good steady football.
Yeah. Like the Torch, when they've scored, it's usually been on their somewhere between their 4th and 7th play of their drive. Cape Fear, we've seen them score on their 1st play, we've seen them score on their 3rd play, on their 10th play, and the Torch has been so much more constant, and you have to remember that. It's got to be your mindset here, that you have to stay focused, run this thing as normal, because it was working fine before. They just had one bad play.
Under center again, he hits number 11. He's down to the 18, 19-yard line. Excuse me. 21.
Yeah, he's on the Heroes 21. And unfortunately for the Heroes, they Torch seem to be taking my advice. Maybe they're listening to this broadcast too. But, and really and truly, I covered this. I kind of touched on it earlier, but there's not really much to touch on. This type of offense, you can't stop it. The only cure for an offense like this is an offense of equal or greater value. And despite what Cape Fear's been able to do with this comeback, like I said, they just haven't been able to score as consistently and predictably as the Torch have. And when, I think the Torch did, because they got to the huddle first. But like with Torch, they're probably going ahead and calling 3 plays here, saying, okay, we're going to run it short 2 more times and take a shot. But if you're Cape Fear, there's nothing you can do, because if you play deep and don't get beat over the top, you're going to get beat short until you wind up in the end zone and they run it up the middle for a touchdown. If you play short, they're going to catch on. They're going to catch on fast, and they're going to go straight over the top. I mean, cover 1 might work, because usually on most of these deep shots, they play it safe. I've seen the Dragons playbook, and this isn't even giving anything away because it's in every football playbook in the world. Most shot plays always have checkdowns, especially AFL offenses, because if they don't read the defense right, and the defense, like they're playing on the line, but they bail out as soon as they get there, you need to have short routes underneath. You can't send everybody deep because then you're taking a sack.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe, because there's usually only one guy running deep and got 2 guys underneath. I mean, your standard outdoor cover 1 man might work, but those hitches and screens are so hard to stop on your own. There's no good way to go about it. Cover 1 zone's too risky. Cover 1 man, that's the best opportunity, and even it's horribly inefficient.
Pitch.
Oh, but the pitch out, and he's got room! 5, 6, 7 yards. Where were the linebackers?
They get that ball out so fast. They did it to us. It's hard to stop.
I know. I got 2 words. Under center. At the last practice with the Dragons, they needed a stand-in because they were practicing that same pitch play, but it was out of the shotgun, and they needed a stand-in to just practice pitching, so they let me do it. Do you know how hard it is to pitch the ball to someone who is in front of you? It's impossible, and that's why pitching it from under center is so easy. It's behind you, because they can run forward and make up ground, but if you're running forward and the pitch is behind you, it's a fumble, because you can't stop dead in your tracks, go backward, and then go full steam ahead again. I mean, they got to the huddle first, but I would think it's weird for them to take 2 in a row. But the Torch, you really, after all that adversity, you got to admire them for coming out and not changing the game plan, not doctoring it, or realizing that a bad interception and a bad kickoff play, 2 plays were keeping them. I mean, they could just as easily be up by 4 possessions as they are by 1 possession right now.
They didn't fall apart.
I know. It's been a great game by both teams. They both kept together. Cape Fear, maybe them a little bit more because they were down 3 possessions at the half. Went in the locker room. Must have got a great speech. They came right back, fought tooth and nail. And this Torch offense, they've got to find something to stop it. And I've been watching arena football for 3 years. Even I haven't figured out how to stop this thing. Interesting motion here.
Oh, yeah.
He's got him wide open, and he's sacked!
That'll do it.
The Cape Fear defensive line finally getting in the backfield. Look at the Torch quarterback. He can't believe it. But, I mean, I think it's a late throw because, and there might have been a breakdown up front, and that might have caused him to roll out to the opposite direction, but the man in motion, he started out on the quarterback's left, motion to his right. Third down, 3rd and 12. But he motioned to the quarterback's right. Then they had him on a wheel, and the defense was playing 10 yards off the line. They had it completely uncovered for about, I mean, he was wide open, but that ball's got to be out fast because DB was playing 10 yards downfield, and if he'd thrown it too late, it would have been a pick.
They're in on
and another one. He's going to try and take off. He should have gone the other way.
Yes.
And he's just playing field position.
Zigged when he should have zagged, and now it's 4th down and 9.
Well, he gets to stay on the field. He's kicking a field goal. You know it. Because if they kick a field goal, for all intents and purposes, they go up by 2 possessions, but on paper, they only go up by 1.
Timeout. Torch.
Unless we've gotten something wrong, it's their 3rd one on this drive. And I'd really forgotten how much sacks, quarterback getting hit. I actually think that might have been the first time that quarterback even got touched this game outside of kickoffs. Because the ball's just been coming out so quick and get a breakdown up front without his helmet.
He got rushed a couple times.
I had just forgotten because you see it in the AFL a lot more because the D-lines are a lot better. And they've got those speed rushes out there. It's not these big men up front like they have in these smaller leagues, but
27-yard field goal.
Yeah. And that's a long 27 yards. This is...
If they block it and run it back.
It actually wasn't 27. It was... What's 27? 35. And he made it.
Yeah.
That's good. So they're on paper. They're only up 1 possession, but for all intents and purposes, they're up 2. Because to tie the game up, the Heroes, they're going to have to go down the field, score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, and then kick the ball through the uprights on the kickoff. And that's... The first 2 might happen, but the third, it's not happening. Their quarterback's been close. Their kicker's been closer than anybody else I've seen, but
they got enough time left where they don't have to get it all back at once.
But the way that Torch offense executed in sacks, I'd forgotten how much they throw a timing offense off like that because quarterbacks get rattled and they can't. Like, you get hit for the first time in 4 quarters, you get nervous.
Yeah.
Because you say, well, shoot, I haven't gotten touched all game. I haven't gotten breathed on all game. Is my line breaking down? What's happening to me? Do I need to try and get it out faster? Do I need to try and buy myself time? Do I need to dance around like Legree's doing? Do I need to try and step up? You got to try a little bit of everything there on that 3rd down. Nothing worked, but...
I know as fast as he gets rid of the ball, I can block for me.
I know. Heck, all he really needs is a center. He gets it out so quick. Well, no, he needs a line because those Cape Fear... those linemen, I don't think they can get to him before he gets the pass off, but they're tall. I can bat it down.
He puts everything into it.
Really high. Down to hit the Jumbotron. He's got some green grass, but he's out of bounds at the 20. You got a flag down, and it's probably coming back if you got that far. For some reason, the kicker is flexing. Oh, they're congratulating him on a kick well done. Because it's coming back to the 10.
Oh, he's going to get thrown out of this game, too.
How? He didn't even do anything. Well, no, he's on defense. They're on defense right now. He's not going to be on defense. There's no way he's getting ejected from just flexing his arm. Ooh, you know, it could be a sideline warning. It could be a sideline warning on the coaches because they did come over there and high five after the play was over. And they don't like those coaches coming on the sideline when they don't have to. Well, that is a nightmare scenario for the Torch because you guys saw it at Raleigh. He got kicked out, ran that offense to perfection. They don't have a backup. They had to put in a receiver, and he couldn't even get close to running this thing.
In the back. Unsportsmanlike. That hurt.
I would have thought they would offset.
Yes.
But the Heroes actually appear to be moving back. So they've got plenty of time to go, but it's a long way to go. It's going to be a 46-yard drive for the Heroes unless they somehow manage to go even further back, but I doubt that'll happen.
Well, the Heroes are showing they're full of surprises, so you never know. As long as they don't throw a pick.
Oh yeah, always as long as you don't throw a pick. Oh, he's got a man, but it's underthrown, intercepted, wait! Yes, it's picked! Oh man.
Oh, they're gonna blame that on me.
No, that is all on Legree. That ball's gotta come out sooner. And it's because he jumped off to his left when he threw. You can't do that. You've got a man open. It's like I said earlier. He wasn't open when the play started, but the DB guarding him was on the 15. They were starting on the 5. By the time they both got to the 20, they were evenly matched. Legree has got to recognize that his receiver is running faster than that defensive back, and he can get rid of the ball then, but he got rid of the ball 5 yards too late, and because of that, I mean, it's not a testament to his throwing power or lack thereof, because we've seen him go all the way down the field, but the ball's got to be out sooner. His receiver ran out of space to run.
That's his 5th INT, too, isn't it?
No, 5th total, 4th for him, but
Game's not over.
yeah, there's no way they'll take him out. He's done too good. And it's way too late to put your backup in there on ice, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, not only is it in bad taste, but he hasn't warmed up. Oh, he fumbled! Recovered by the Torch in the strangest pass I've ever seen.
Coco, look, do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, how lucky is that? That's almost a tie game right there if that ball bounces 2 inches.
But what happened there is that the ball was batted down properly, but he was too close to the quarterback when he did it, and when he batted the ball down, it actually hit the quarterback's helmet, like David Tyree in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It hit the quarterback's helmet, got sandwiched in between there, and he had enough reaction time to be able to reach up and grab it from out of his hand in between his helmet. It's an amazing play. It's lucky, but it's amazing in its own way. Another swing pass, and it doesn't work much better than that one they ran down on the 7. But it, yeah.
3rd and 7.
And the Heroes, they've got to get this stop.
They can see a blitz.
Are you kidding me with the Heroes? They always blitz. Like I've said before, there's no point in not blitzing the MAC linebacker. Because if you do, you just give the quarterback too much time to throw him. Well, this guy's throwing so quick, it doesn't matter anyway. But I don't even know which one's the MAC, but he's going to blitz. Oh, no, he doesn't. And it doesn't pay off. That was all the DB. All right, it's 4th and 5 from the 7. Now the Torch. They're in trouble, and I'm thinking... And I know this is real, this is a complex play. But what I'm thinking here is that you get a receiver stack close to the quarterback. You have your backside guy run a slant, your front side guy run a hitch. If the MAC linebacker blitzes, you throw the slant. If he stays home, wait, no. Hold on, if my talk. Yeah, if he stays home, because he can't go out of the defensive box, So you get a receiver stack close to quarterback. He blitzes, middle of the field's going to be wide open. You can hit him on the slant for a first down. Mac linebacker stays. You can't go outside the defensive box. You can hit him over the hitch for 5 yards for a first down. But, I mean, we're not going to see that. It's just too complex of a play. Receiver stacks.
Especially that deep.
Yeah. Receiver stacks, they just become more. Oh, they're punting.
Yeah.
It's officially a field goal, but you cannot tell me this isn't a
What
punt.
if he makes?
It's a,
He's got a leg.
well, I mean, if he makes it, it's 3 points and probably some kind of world record. Almost went out of bounds. Whew, and he almost took a lick, and he barely avoided it, but he did get tripped. So the Heroes got the ball back at their own 12. Or looks to be closer to their own 11, but we have 295 seconds left to play in this game. As if the 4 minutes leading up to it aren't going to be crazy enough, we've still got the 1 minute warning to go. And you remember how hectic the last one was, when it wasn't even close. Oh, we have got a photo finish coming up, but last time I said that we lost by 9, so. I mean, on paper, that's still one possession, but if you're the Heroes, that clock is becoming, it's not much of a factor right now, but it is a factor. He's got the middle of the field wide open.
Yeah. His man was wide open.
I think we got a fight down, or no, the Torch are talking smack to the Heroes. Something akin to a redneck running out onto his porch with a shotgun, pointing at an intruder saying, "Get off my lawn." Probably something similar to that. Heroes real quick to the line. I like the call. Batted up. This is anyone's ball.
Could be.
And too many Torches went for it. Wait, no! Intercepted! That is Legree's 5th pick of the game.
I tell you, every ball seems to fall in their lap. But that usually means there's a lot of good hustle.
Yeah, just... I know it's in bad taste to put in a backup quarterback this late in the game, but what do you do with Legree throwing this many picks? I mean, for a stretch there, he was golden.
Deep, it was.
That one was batted, wasn't it?
Yeah, batted up in the air, but that's...
I mean, I don't really count that.
Well, all it amounts to is that he didn't get enough air over it. Like, if it got batted down the line, it wouldn't have cleared the jack anyway, and he would have picked it off fair and square. Because if it hits it, because those D linemen get their hands 9 feet up in the air, and it hits its peak at 9 feet in the air, there's no way that jack's not picking it off.
Figured they'd stay on the ground now.
Yeah, kind of an interesting call. It pays off, but you said you expected them to. I honestly wouldn't have. I would have figured they'd come out here running the offense as usual because the clock, it's becoming more of a factor with every second, but it's not quite a factor yet. But, I mean, if they get this down to a 1 minute warning, yeah, it's going to be a factor. But I would have thought they'd just keep on passing because it'd been working so well. The run game's been working pretty well, too. And they want to get this clock down as far as they can, but if they score here, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Nice hitch there. Still chugging his way through. They called him down at the 6. He ran into the wall. He said he didn't. He wanted to go for 6. And I think Cape Fear called a timeout. There's absolutely no way they took that timeout to stop the clock. But there's no other explanation. But that's horrible if they took that timeout to stop the clock. That's just some of the worst coaching I've ever seen.
Unless they figure they can stop them around third and force them to kick.
But there's absolutely no point.
Yeah.
Because no matter what happens here, you're still essentially down 2 possessions. So it doesn't matter if they score or not. They can score. I mean, if they score 17, it's probably just as much as out. Like, if they come out of this drive with a 17-point lead, it's just as much out of reach as it was beforehand, but it's still a 2-possession game. Heroes, they've got to step up here. It's a screen, it's a touchdown.
God, what a play. What a play call.
The
What's up,
fullback post. In my 3 years of watching and adoring this sport, I have never seen a fullback post, but that was played to perfection.
Yes, it was.
And we have about 140 seconds remaining. The clock's ticking. Triangle's probably going to be able to kick this with about 140 left in the game because they haven't started the play clock yet. But, I mean, it hasn't put the game on ice because Cape Fear can still kick on sides and get this ball back. But for all intents and purposes, it's over. Picks up. It's good. And the ball, it is bouncing on top of those chairs. And 49-33. Could it be our final? Could it not? Could the Heroes come back? Every game I've been to, I've brought up back in the 90s. Yeah. PAT was bad. My mistake.
I was gonna say either kick wasn't good or
Shanked it.
scoreboard operators are nuts.
But I mean, I bring it up every time I come to these games, but I talk about back in the 90s when Orlando had that Miracle Minute game where they, it might have been an Arena Bowl. I still got to do my homework on this, but I haven't been able to find anything on it just because it was so long ago. But I know for an absolute fact that there was a game that the Predators played against somebody where it was a 1 minute warning and they were down by 28 points, kicked 3 onside kicks, and came all the way back and won it in overtime. It was unbelievable. And I wasn't even alive, and it's unbelievable. A squib kick that's going out of bounds. We're going to get it at the 20. So, yeah, you know, safe to say, if you're trying, that's not exactly what you wanted.
But it also eliminated the run back.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee that it would have been any further or less than the 20, you know? I understand the call to squib it. I don't like it, but I understand it. But right here, LeCree, he is still in.
Can he go for 6?
No, he's wearing the number 5. He doesn't have bad enough taste to throw 6 interceptions. That would top his jersey number. That's just not even poor taste. That's implausible. But judging by this formation, positioning of the fullback, they will pass.
I'm sure he don't.
Why wouldn't they?
He don't throw the interception.
Oh, you think they'll pass?
Well, look at this formation. They can't hand it off. Sidearm, summoning his inner Stafford gets a hitch down. Completion of 9 yards. He tries to get out of bounds, but doesn't actually do anything because we have not hit the 1 minute warning. And unless Cape Fear really, really wants this play off, we're going to hit it in about 9 seconds. And referees, they've blown the whistle. They want one more play. They're going to have to pull him in motion real quick. They do. Ball is snapped. It's a bad snap.
No.
And recovered by the Torch, possibly. I think the fullback got it and his knee was down. But if the Torch have recovered, it's over. And they are motioning that the Heroes have it.
Push LeCree off it. I don't know what LeCree is mad about.
Well, I understand wanting to get one play in before the 1 minute warning. I love the call because it catches the defense off guard. But if you know you're not going to be able to snap the ball properly,
Is that second or third there?
it's third. And the ball went back about 6 yards. So what was 2nd and 1 turns into 3rd and 7 with 55 seconds left. So the Torch, I imagine that they learned from their mistakes and learned from Cape Fear's mistakes, and they're not going to play deep on this drive. But if they do, LeGree's got to find a way to recognize it and throw these bench routes and throw these outs, get his guys out of bounds, and put himself in a position where his team can get an onside kick.
He sidearms it,
And that's not going to help.
yeah, sidearm when you're rolling right.
Well, I've always found when I'm in my backyard, it actually does help me out some to roll to my opposite side because I'm right-handed. I found it easier to roll to my left a little bit, and it may not be the same for lefties, but he didn't get his feet set. And when you're rolling, it's admittedly hard to do so, and heck, we're past crunch time. What's a harsher verb than crunch? Crush? No, crush.
There was a flag, but it was picked up.
Yeah. I mean, we're past crunch time now. We're in something even more serious than that, but they got to score, and they've got to score now because Here's the thing: if they
We
score
got
now,
too many men on the feet. Oh, they called timeout.
yeah, that's the Torch's last one. But here's the thing: if the Heroes score here, and through some miracle play their cards perfectly, they will not have to go onside and can kick it deep and actually get the ball back from triangle with about 5 seconds left. Now, they've only got one timeout, so that's not going to happen unless they're stupid enough to try and throw it 4 downs in a row and all of them go incomplete. But the most likely chain of events here is that Cape Fear they get the first down here, probably off of 696. Then they score on this next set of downs and go for the onside kick. I don't know what's going to happen after that because this game's been crazy enough, but everything hinges on this play right here. They will throw. Man in motion to the far right. Bunch to the right. Legree
There's a blitz.
on the move. Legree can't make it! And that's it.
Talk about closing him off.
The Torch have won the game.
He was within feet, or he was within inches of that first time.
If he dove, he would have had it, but he was too close to the wall. I mean, he would have seriously gotten injured if he tried to make it. But
Turnover on down.
yeah, it's turnover on downs. I mean, he got closer than I thought he would, but the call to run it on 4th and 7.
I don't think it was a call run. I think it was
I know, but the decision to, it was terrible. It's a terrible decision to run it on such a big down like that because you've been running all over the place all game long. And despite the interceptions, I understand that your confidence might be a little bit rattled, but 4th and 7 from the 25 is a throwing down. It doesn't.
when you don't have time to throw.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. This guy's had time to throw because he's gotten the ball in and out of his hands so quick. And part of that's because he's operating from under center, but I mean, part of that's just the nature of these quarterbacks. He likes to get it out quick. Legree likes to make things happen on his own.
Well, when he
Just
got close to the line of scrimmage, you could have thrown it too.
I'm surprised they ran the pitch there, but it gets positive yardage, a lot of it. I figured we'd see a QB sneak, but they may not be faithful in that. But that's going to cost Cape Fear their last time out. If they even took it, I think they did. Wait, no, the clock's still running. The referee was just pointing at something. Cape Fear,
I
there's...
can't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, play clock hasn't started. That's...
That's going to run the clock out.
Cape Fear didn't even try to stop him. I mean, it's not bad sportsmanship, but it's some kind of reflection on you when you don't take your last time out, even when you've lost the game. But what a game it was, am I right?
Wow.
That's
That's the best one I've watched this year.
Oh yeah, I had a blast. And maybe it was because the Dragons weren't losing. I was a little bit happier this whole time, but the one thing I've learned, and I wasn't at the game last week where the Torch beat the Heroes for the first time, but if anything has been proven here today, first off, the Torch are the true number one in this league. And they have proven that their first win against Cape Fear was not a fluke. Despite all those injuries on both sides of the ball, they've come in here on the road on $1 beer night when the crowd was so packed.
Yes,
I mean, they
was
probably
the
had...
best crowd I've seen this
I
year.
know. At any arena we've been to all year.
That's a great place to come play.
I know. It seats 10,000, and we might have had 3 or 4. And that's a lot. But, I mean, all it boils down to, I don't know if the Torch have better players, but they sure had a better game plan.
Yeah, much better.
Yes.
game.
They're disciplined. Well, I know, considering what they did to us, disciplined is a stretch of the word, but at least on offense, very disciplined. They understand what they're doing. They understand the philosophy that their coach is trying to pull in. They understand how the AFL offense works, why it works, and how to successfully execute it. And when you've got a team like that, you're hard-pressed to beat them unless you can answer to their scores, and they couldn't.
I wonder what the Cape Fear would have done against, well, not maybe today's, but against the current.
The Bulls?
No, the Dragons.
Oh.
You know, I don't think it'd have been a 38-6 game.
Oh, no, Arrowwood in there. Arrowwood in at quarterback. I don't think another 38-6 finish would have been too much of a stretch, but hey, silver linings for every team in this league. Cap City, they got their first win today. The Dragons, it's a surprise announcement. I'm not going to put it on the website until they let me, but the Dragons, I can say this much. They got a new quarterback coming in. He's got arena experience. He knows how to get the ball in and out of his hands quickly, and that's been Upstate's killer, is that their quarterback's been holding the ball for too long, and the ones that get it out quick haven't been accurate. But Cape Fear, they understand. Well, I mean, in a way it's kind of sad, but they don't have to live up to astronomical expectations anymore because they're not the number one team in the league anymore, and they don't have to play under that pressure. They can play as the underdog from now on, and any team who's ever been the underdog will tell you that's so much easier because the expectations just aren't as high. People don't come in thinking you're going to win. And it's been that way all season up until really tonight. And now that the Torch have won, the Torch have the swagger, the Bulls have their win, the Dragons have their new quarterback, and the Heroes have the lack of pressure.
Who's the Dragons quarterback?
Oh, I can tell you, but not on the stream.
Oh, okay.
It's someone we know.
It's
you!
Yeah.
It's you.
Well, I can't throw, but I can run.
Yeah, you played football, from what I understand. It's the wrong kind of football, but we can get you into shape. Well, 72 years young, am I right?
Yeah, 72 years, not young, but
You ought to watch the Washington Valor sometime. They got a wide receiver on there. 41 years old, still playing with these kids half his age. It's amazing to see him go because he's been in the. I got the AFL video games from 2006 and 2007, and he's in them. It's like the only player still in the league that's in those games, except for Sed Bonner, but Sed Bonner's in the booth doing commentary. And Sed Bonner retired like the year after those games were over. So to imagine that T.T. Tolliver's been playing this long, it's implausible, but it's not impossible for you to get in there to snap. Hey, if we could get a team to agree to it, I would totally not be opposed to putting you on a 21-man roster, having you just take a snap and take a knee so we can break the world record for world's oldest quarterback.
if I took a knee, I might not be able to get back up.
Hey, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, damn. Either that or I'd fumble and then crunch me.
We'll just have to put you under center. All right, well, I really think that's going to do it here tonight. What a game.
What a day of football.
I know, I really hate our first one. Couldn't have been this entertaining. It was more defense, but for anyone who was really tuned into our streams, you guys saw your first true arena football game with the non-stop scoring and the under-center pro-style dink-and-dunk offense that the Torch ran. Beautifully executed, and I mean, the Torch, they played the better game through and through. They deserved to win this. Cape Fear fought hard, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh, yeah. They outplayed them from start to finish.
Yeah, it was just an amazing game by both squads, but Triangle just was that much better tonight. And perhaps going forward, because now, like I've said, Cape Fear's not the team to beat. It's the Torch. And how they respond to that pressure it's anyone's guess, because what happens in the next 2 weeks does not matter. Playoff berths are set. It's going to be us playing against the Torch in Raleigh.
The next 2 games.
Yeah. On June 3rd, we're going back up there for the last game of the regular season, and then June 24th, we're going back up for the playoff rounds. And then the Cape Fear Heroes, they're going to play the Bulls here. And then, considering how, well, I don't think the Torch are evenly matched with anybody, but considering how evenly matched everyone else is, it's anyone's guess who the Torch are going to play. Heck, it could be us against the Bulls. You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There could be.
Bone Crusher. That's who it was. Bone Crusher.
Yeah, well, teams that go winless like this but get so close to winning, you always kind of wonder if their coach is actually telling them to hold off because they know it's an all-in playoff. They can take the other team by surprise. Heck, Tampa Bay almost did it last year. They went like 2-14 on the season, came into the playoffs. It was all in it. 8 teams got in, and there were only 8 teams in the league. Everybody got in. And Tampa Bay, I mean, they played Philly close. Philly was the number 1 seed that year. They played Philly close for about the first half. They played them close. The odds were actually so stacked against Tampa. I was on the Arena Fan forums the day before the game. Some of the guys who lived in Vegas, they said, I've been putting all my money on the Tampa Bay Storm because the odds are so stacked against them that if I put $3 on this team and they win, I get $3,000. And I actually think the Storm scored first on that one, so I can't imagine what those investors felt like.
1,000 to 1 odds. It's a good shot.
Yeah, there's been scientific not discoveries, but studies that have said that if something has a 1 in 1 million chance of happening, it's going to happen about every 35 days. Because there's 7 billion people in the world doing 7 billion different things. You have any idea how many more football games are going on right now? How many more football games are still going on right now? I wish we could see them all, because I don't know if any of them can be crazier than this, but there's got to be at least one that can come close. This is impressive on all fronts. This is the most fun I've had all year. We got to do this again sometime.
I don't know, but I'm
That look you gave me. We got to do this again sometime. You give me that kind of nervous smile. You're like, you're serious about this, aren't you?
I've had enough football for today.
We'll do it tomorrow. At midnight when it's officially tomorrow. We'll fly into California. You'll still be 9 there. Well, that is going to do it here tonight. Final score, the new number 1 seed, the Triangle Torch, 48. Number 2 seed, Cape Fear Heroes, 33. And for all of us with the Rough Coast Streaming crew and the Upstate Dragons, Cape Fear Heroes, Triangle Torch, and SIF Alive, thank you. Good night. Drive home safely if you're not watching this at home. And just get some sleep, because sleep is good. We'll see you later.
I've heard that.
10:30. How about that? I knew this one was going to go on for a while, but I didn't think it'd just be 3.5.